Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Progressive Discussions. I am your host, James P. Madonna. As seen on the web since 2007, and I just want to welcome everyone to our Thanksgiving Day week, 2022. Nobody really gives thanks to anything anymore except to gluttony. But I'm looking forward to gorging myself on lots of great food at my sister's house because she's a wonderful cook, and spend quality time with the family. And I'm sure many Americans nationwide are going to do the same thing. Don't get too intoxicated, don't get into trouble, and just have fun. Have good, safe fun. It is quite cold here in northeastern New Jersey, but I'm not complaining. I'll take the frigid temperatures over hazy, hot, and humid any day. I just want to start off by saying how disappointed I am in the midterm election. With all the advertisement for young people registering to vote in massive numbers, never before seen, massive numbers, and women, young women, women of all ages, registering to vote because they were really furious, and rightfully so, about the overthrowing of Roe v. Wade. And then what do I see? I see the Republicans taking back control of the House of Representatives. And the only positive part of this whole thing is that the Democrats will most likely remain in control of the Senate. I think they will have, if the Reverend Warnock wins against Herschel Walker, which it looks like he will, they will have one more vote. Democrats will have one extra vote on their side in the Senate, which means that if Senator of Arizona Kirsten Sinema, the traitor to the Democrat Party, or the other traitor, the the other traitor. Oh man, the Democrats. If the two traitors are not there to make trouble, to disrupt, and Senator Warnock wins, the Democrats will have an extra vote on their side. And which is good, but they made it by the skin of their ass. They just made it, and it shouldn't have been that way. Because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade, it should have been a blue tidal wave, with all of the young people registering to vote and all of the women, the enraged, the furious women. It should have been a blue tidal wave, and then put on top of that low-income people, minorities, and all the votes, absentee ballots. But I am really shocked at just how many brain cell deficient imbeciles there are in this country. Evangelical, zealot, religious freak, right-wing rednecks who are stupid suckers that believe that capitalism is part of God's country, and capitalism is good, and capitalism is the best system for them to attain happiness. They've been lied to since day one. Capitalism, especially the right-wing version, because the left-wing version is democratic socialism. Capitalism has always fought and worked for the top 2% since day one. They never did a damn thing for the bottom 98%, unless you happen to be at the right place at the right time, and you know the right person, and you get lucky, and you get that lucky break. Okay. Greetings to you, Ronnie S. from Clearwater, Florida. Good morning, my dear Masumi. Good morning, and it is now 8. No, what am I saying? It is now 9:09, I believe. 9:09 a.m. Sunday in Tokyo. So good morning to you, Masumi. Yeah, they're dumber than a bag of rocks, Gunner. They really are. They don't. The proof is always in the pudding. You know, life is mostly, it's not rocket science. It's mostly common sense. And if it looks and sounds and walks like a duck, it's a duck, right? 4 years goes by and you have to analyze. I'm talking about the average Joe six-pack. You got to analyze, is my life any better in 4 years than it was 4 years ago? Is that any better now? Is my quality of living any better? What have the people running the country or my state done for me, the little guy? Forget about the rich. The rich are always living high on a hog. Whether they pay a high tax rate, their fair share in taxes, or whether they get away with paying taxes, whether they take a loss in the stock market, they're always going to live better than us, much better. Okay, they can take a vacation anytime they want, anywhere they want, so on and so forth. The best food always available for them. I'm not worried about the top 2%, but the little guy, if your so-called public servants haven't done anything positive to make your life better, you have to think, well, maybe it's time to give that public servant the pink slip. Maybe it's time for me to vote for someone else. Crony capitalism, corrupt capitalism, corporatism. Well, you can forget about the traditional, normal heterosexual relationships, at least in the United States. If you meet a nice, sincere woman who is proud and content and happy to be a feminine woman, not a feminist, not someone who's trying to compete with men, but a real, sincere, feminine woman that had a good upbringing. They come from a good family, good parents. You're damn lucky if you find that person, because we all know that the original feminists were man-hating lesbians. The original feminist movement and the sexual revolution, that's who started it all. The Betty Friedan, the Bella Abzug, the Gloria Steinem. Oh, forget it. It's horrible. It's horrible. Once you have a kid, Gunner, once there's a kid involved, forget it. The law has you over a barrel, tied to the barrel. My brother's in that situation. Just one kid. Well, I don't think we have the opportunities we used to have, with the economy and the job market. And I mean, the asses of the masses don't have the talent and the brilliance that it takes. The asses of the masses, unfortunately, need big government to protect them and to have regulations to defang the evil corporations so they don't get ripped off. The little guy needs labor laws to protect them from people like Elon Musk, whom I'm going to get into soon. Yeah, no, I would say upper middle class is probably the percentile below the 1%, the 2%. 1% would be the mega rich, the oligarchy and people like Jeff Bezos, so on and so forth. But yeah, the upper middle class is doing well. Definitely. Oh, excuse me for a second. Yeah, let me, I just want to go through Elon Musk and Bezos ruining the society. Hey, Sid. Yeah. Um, Bezos and Elon Musk, they pretty much want to bring back the sweatshops of J.P. Morgan during the Industrial Revolution. Um, and I'm going to get into that. Yeah, well, they hold out for the highest bidder. Wow, a lot of young people move back home out of necessity. They move back into their original room, and it's like the economy or people getting laid off. What did people do back in the 19th century, 17th century, and so on? They lived on family-owned farms, right? Families lived together. They all worked together as a union. They produced their own food. This is how they made a living. They had family-owned farms. And then when the Industrial Revolution came around, the younger people didn't want to stay on the farm. They wanted to move to the big cities and work for the man. And that's when they got screwed over. J.P. Morgan wanted child labor. As useless as balls on a pope is what I always say. Bro, it's bad. People have to move back with their parents. No, they do. Regardless how much of a nag their moms are. Well, sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to. I had to, in the past. Divorce, rape, the woman taking all my shit. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. And all they need to do to take all your shit is have one kid with you. Yeah, the law and the system panders to the Democrat Party PC neoliberal feminazis, stormtroopers. Hold on. Oh man, Gunnar Lindblom is too alpha, getting older, losing half assets, attorney fees, alimony, child support. Oh God, child support. My buddy, when he got divorced, he has one girl, right? Well, at that time she was a little girl. Now she's like 18, and the wife, the ex-wife to be, was trying to get like $180 a week at him. Now, what kid really needs $180 a week? Give me a break. She wanted to go on vacation and spend it with her new boyfriend. Ex-wife's lawyer. Oh, they make the man pay for your ex-wife's lawyer? She doesn't. It's her lawyer. Why do you have to pay for it? Boy, the men really have it screwed. They have it bad, man. Well, look at the bright side. A family that works together, sticks together, survives. Just like the old family-owned farms. You got to do what you got to do. Uh, if a mom spoils her kids with, if she's a good cook, not all mothers are good cooks. If she's a good cook and she's always has food on the table for you, calling you to come and eat, and does your laundry, and so on and so forth. That's a good thing, man. And if if your parents' house, they have a washer and dryer, and there you go. You don't have to leave the house to wash your clothes or laundry. You could, I mean, it's beautiful. You got, you probably have a recreation room to call your own, where you can do your, your little man cave stuff, little man cave stuff. It is messed up. Oh, gee. Listen, a fertilized egg is a fertilized egg. It's no more a baby than an acorn is an oak tree. It is equal to the fertilized organic chicken eggs you get at Whole Foods or whatever. You can make an omelet with it. It's only a baby if they can detect a heartbeat. If there's a heartbeat, forget about the brain activity. If there's a heartbeat, I wouldn't allow for any abortion. But on the other hand, it could be really insane, like New Jersey, where you can murder a fully developed kid, late term. That's horrible, man. That's horrible. No, he has to pay alimony, child support, half assets, 170K in attorney fees for the wife. Ah, man. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Gunner, that's pretty damn bad. Hey, Bart Robinson from the rural parts of southwestern New Jersey, my fellow Jerseyite. How are you this evening, Mr. Bart Robinson? Hey, forget about it. Hey, forget about it, Ronnie. Yes, forget about it. They are allowing them to murder kids at 9 months pregnancy. Yeah, that's a full child, man. They have to go in there and dispatch it like a chicken ready for the deep fryer. That's horrible. Nah, that's gruesome. No, there's such a thing as using common sense. You don't wait until you're showing pregnancy with a belly until you decide, I don't want to be a parent. No, you don't wait that long. You nip it in the bud when you conceive. All you women out there. Oh, come on. He's a single guy who is very functional as a straight heterosexual male, and he wants to meet somebody. He's unattached, the poor guy, he wants to meet somebody. And so what? So what if he hits on or flirts with girls he likes? So what? All the girl has to say is no thank you. That's all. It's ridiculous. Miss Letitia, she must be a carpet muncher, if you know what I mean, Gunner. Yeah, that's insane, Ronnie. Yes. He's still mad because me and Jason Cleveland um, print screened an image of him and put him in the middle of center of the wheel. He's still mad about that. He hasn't forgotten. He should get over it. It's only fun and humor between friends. He's a man baby. Good, Bart. Good to hear that. Predator because he tried to hit on a few girls. Yeah, Letitia James has a big mouth. Okay, where was I? Well, I'll start with the light stuff. I'll start with the light stuff. This is gonna crack you guys up, really. Whoa, the comments are coming in fast and furious. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. This is amusing. Okay. Okay. Now here is a story, a true story actually, of this woman. This woman insisted that her Instacart shopper return to the supermarket to get her ice cream that was out of stock. Now, how could an Instacart shopper get ice cream that is not in stock anymore? You tell me. And her reply was, "Can't you just go back to the store and get it?" Talk about being dumber than a bag of rocks. And there she is. What an idiot. The ice cream flavor she wanted was out of stock. I'd rather refund than pick a flavor they might not like. Well, he's a dope too, because Instacart people have the phone number of the person they're shopping for, and when something's not in stock, they're supposed to call the customer and say, "Look, just want to tell you your product's not in stock. Do you have an alternative?" So I blame him too. She's crazy for expecting to pull water out of a stone, you know. Um, it's pretty messed up. Oh, yeah, here's one, but I'm not going to do a screen share. Let me do this real quick. Elon Musk says free employee lunches at Twitter headquarters were costing more than $400 per meal because almost no one was in the office. Now, here's a guy, talk about Jacob Marley from A Christmas Carol. Here is a penny pinching, skinflint, greedy motherfucker. The egomaniacal, maybe narcissistic Elon Musk, right? He looks at every little thing. The guy's a slave driver. And you know what? It's his choice. It was his choice and his problem that he paid way too much for Twitter. He got ripped off. He paid way too much for Twitter. He got himself in hot water by taking on Twitter. He fires people at the drop of a hat. People are dropping like flies over there. He's firing people left and right, for even people that give him constructive criticism about safety in the plant or something. No, if you say anything, if you question anything or criticize anything, or even if it's constructive, he fires you. So it's going to end up where he's by himself, and he has himself to blame. I don't feel sorry for him. He took on. He was stupid enough to pay way too much for Twitter. He took on this extra responsibility aside from trying to run SpaceX and Lexus, and he says he has too much work on his plate. Well, that was his choice. He didn't have to be a sucker and buy Twitter for more than it was worth. And he's making all the employees suffer because of his bad choice. So he wants everyone to move in the office and to work 24/7 and sacrifice their lives and loved ones And it's also Elon Musk's choice, his decision, not to have a residence per se and to sleep at the office or the plant and be a fucking asshole. His lifestyle, which is of an insane, obsessed person, is his choice. And he should not make his employees suffer for his bad choices. Okay, now let me try to get caught up here. Where was I? Okay, I think I was here. All right, I did that already. It's messed up, bro. Bro, the Michigan guy needs to get on a diet, to be honest, or he's going to have a heart attack. You telling me? And he's a chain smoker and he's an alcoholic too, aside from his bad diet. Between extreme obesity and smoking, it's really bad on the heart. Well, Gunner, he's a walking time bomb. I mean, you know better than anybody else. You know, you're a guy that's devoted to training, physical fitness, and you know the kind of lifestyle he should be leading. I think he has insulin resistance. He's addicted to carbs. He's eaten way too many carbs, and that's a recipe for heart disease, diabetes, cancer, so on and so forth. Then he's chain smoking, and he can only talk one sentence long. He starts going into a hacking smoker's cough, and he admitted, I don't have a cold. That's a smoker's cough. He says, I can't catch my breath. So maybe, God forbid, but maybe he has emphysema. The guy is on, it's almost like a death wish, right? They are being criminalized. You can, if you're born a male, you have two strikes against you. You're born a male, you have the original, the strike of original sin. All right. And by the way, Eve is the first person to ever sin. Then she suckered Adam. Then you have that, right? Then you have another strike. You're born a male. Cuomo's biggest crime is murdering many old people in March 2020, not being a white straight male, though that also is not good. You're right. That was stupid what he did. Older whites. Oh yeah, if it was people of color, forget it. They would raise holy hell. If you're the most discriminated against person today in the United States is, I would say, is a heterosexual Caucasian male. I used to get really upset on my show, and I used to raise my voice and shout and scream. No, I'm gonna do Teddy Roosevelt style. Speak softly and carry a big stick. That's all. People can hear what I have to say. Social media is becoming trash. I mean, believe me, I despise Mark Zuckerberg. He's an eagle beak, control freak, geek. And the government is telling him, straighten your ass out. And they're also telling Elon Musk, you know, these people, just because they're multi-billionaires, that doesn't mean they're above the law. No one is supposed to be above the law. You know what the worst? The worst is Instagram, Facebook, and oh yeah, Twitter also. I'm starting to find all these personal messages on my Twitter profile from scammers. They start off trying to be your friend, and then they want they want you to invest in cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin craze, right? Hold on. The Bitcoin craze. No more work from home for the Twitter bitches living like they love the pandemic. Actually, that's very efficient. During the pandemic, the birth of office workers being able to work from home. Because if you can work from home, why not? Why do you have to go out in the middle of winter and dig your car out, chip ice off your windshield, and drive on dangerous highways, roads, dangerous roads to get to work? And then you have to fight traffic to work, and some people have to fight traffic going home from work. And by the time you get home and you're finished with dinner, how much time do you have to yourself, really? To do what? Take a shower, watch a little TV, the news, and then go back to bed? That's no life. That's no life. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means, Bart. Kanye West? I'm not a fan of. I don't keep track of any anyone in the modern music industry. The only music I know is the music I like. I'm talking about from 90s club music with techno going back to the 80s, 70s, just going back. I have no interest in anyone in the in that lifestyle. You know, the ghetto lifestyle, the rap. The only thing I know is 1980s. I liked old house music, hip hop, some hip hop, um, freestyle, classic disco, classic rock, heavy metal. I like heavy metal rock. I don't follow any of these people. I really don't. Uh, yeah, affirmative action. It's getting worse and worse. You know what happened to me one time? This is going a while back, right? For the unemployment office, I had a meeting with the workforce career counselor. And you know what the career counselor told me? He says if you weren't a white male, if you were a woman of color, especially a woman of color with a child, you you can apply for so many programs and get so much money for so many things. You can apply for everything, even money, entrepreneurial money to start you up in your own business, self-employment. But he says because you're a Caucasian male, you you are entitled to very little from the government compared to if you were a woman of color, especially woman of color with a child. Damn right it is. I tell people I'm not sending anyone one red cent online. Oh, he's a scumbag. I hate him. I hate him. Well, I have a few, not yet. I have a few things. Here he is. Well, Mike, Western Mike from San Francisco, California. He's one of my right hand men. He He has the link. KB was a billionaire with ridiculous looking sneakers who claims the Jews run everything, and then he got boycotted and lost his sneaker empire. Well, KB was right. It's not like he was lying. Heaven forbid. Oh, you gotta walk on eggshells with the tribe. Hey, Jason Cleveland from Seattle, Washington, my buddy. Greetings from the greatest setting in college football, Husky Stadium. Go Dorga. Oh, you got another game tonight? You got another game at the stadium? Now he isn't a billionaire, but still worth about 400 million. Hey, I could retire on 400 million. Dorga. Dogs. Yeah, they're all of the millennials and the generation that took the place of the millennials, and even the ones right before the millennials. They're all entitled. They're all whiny bitches that take tantrums and whine and act entitled. They want special treatment, just like the lobbying groups. Okay, that the neoliberals of the Democrat Party pandered to. They kissed their ass. The lobbying groups that demand special treatment. I'm not a fan of rap or hip hop and any of that stuff. I love my 70s rock, etc. Greatest era ever for me. Oh, me too. The music is heavenly. There's so much great music during those decades. Yeah, it probably manufactured in third world countries and sold at ridiculous prices, and suckers buy them. Not a fan, not a fan, Donald Trump used to say that, right? Hey, I'm not a fan. I was never a fan. Jason is a Rockefeller Republican from Washington State. Hey, Jason, you read this? Hey, Western Mike says, "What's up, Jason?" Kanye, not KB. I meant, yeah, I knew what you meant. He was crying about the Jews running everything and the blacks don't own anything. Oh, he's kind of right. Hey, if the man's right, the man's right. I have to agree with him. He says the black man is oppressed. I agree with that, and needs to get more from the Jews and Whitey. Whitey, is that the same as honky? The honkies, remember George Jefferson? Because the boomers are the generation that destroyed America, not millennials. Well, let me ask you a question, Ronnie. Were the boomers the ones that grew up during the flower children days, the hipsters, the 1960s, protesting in Woodstock and all that, and then all of a sudden they got older and they became capitalists and corrupt and greedy, and they became exactly, I believe, what they protested against. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Lose the juice. Oh, if you say he's a Mondale Democrat, I'm more to the left of Mondale, because I think Mondale collected campaign contributions from the fat cats. He's an establishment Democrat, And I don't believe in that. Huh. Oh, they're coming in fast and furious. Oh, here we go. Here we go. They're back. Hold on. They're back. Uh, hey, what's going on, man? What is going on? I can't get rid of it. Now StreamYard is allowing, they're blocking. Look at this. The bot is blocking my ability to block the bot. There's no drop down menu for me to. Oh, here we go. All right, listen. Harvey Weinstein? He might have gotten bumped off from prison, you know. Oh, he had a fucked up dick. His penis was deformed, deformed. I didn't know that. Was it crooked, or is it like a corkscrew, so he can screw people better? Western Mike, Western Mike, Western Mike. Hey, Western Mike. Whenever you're ready, okay? Whenever you're done with whatever you're doing, you're welcome to come on. Yeah, he's an establishment. I mean, George McGovern was very progressive Democrat from Minnesota, I think, like Hubert Humphrey. But they might have been establishment also. They might have taken huge campaign contributions also. All right, look. Yeah, the porno bots coming out of the woodwork. Yep. Weinstein's penis was irregularly large. Well, having a huge schlong is not deformed. That's actually a blessing. Okay, I'm going to complain about the state of New Jersey a little bit here. All right. Let me just do the screen share. You know, now, what? Hey, you son of a bitch. Fuck you, you advertising, spamming the hell out of me. I can't wait for the opening show to celebrate Krampus and Festivus, which will be, I won't be on next week because I won't be home. I'll be away, but the Saturday after next Saturday will be the celebration of the season. Krampus Day, Festivus, and Winter Solstice Yule. Okay, I don't condone or support the commercialization of so-called Christmas. Meanwhile, Jesus wasn't even born in December. Okay, now get a load of this. In New Jersey, you believe this shit? It is illegal to pull through an empty parking space in New Jersey. You believe that crap? You know what I think this is? I think this is just another excuse to write more tickets and increase revenue for the corrupt New Jersey politicians. Okay. Just another reason to write more tickets, more violations. You know how many times people have done this in the parking lot? So so instead of driving up and down the aisles of the parking lot, you can't make a shortcut and drive through here, like here. See my cursor? An empty parking space. Like to get from here to there, you can't drive through here. You get a violation. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Total crap. Okay, hold on. It's getting fast and furious. Fast and furious. I like to join if you have a straight white male. Straight white male. All right, here you go, people. Straight white male. Ronnie S., I think the women who took Weinstein's penis in their vaginas did it due to him being a very physically attractive male. He should have changed his name to Schlongstein. Western Mike says, we'll be there soon, just wrapping up over here. No problem, sir. Bart Robinson, yet another stupid New Jersey law. This one is one fucked up state. And I can't stand Murphy. I mean, just think about it. You know how many times I took shortcuts in parking lots by driving through empty parking spaces? So instead of doing that, now you have to go all the way down the whatever, the yellow brick road, whatever the hell you call those, the places where you're supposed to drive on. In other words, if there's no car parked in the space, you can't take a shortcut. But what I do is I go slow. I never speed in a parking lot. The one thing I love, one of the best inventions that civil engineers ever came up with, or people in charge of safety, it's my favorite. It's the high speed bump. This way, these assholes can't speed up and down the residential streets anymore, and God forbid hit some kid. Now they're forced to slow down, otherwise they fuck their car up, and they deserve it. They deserve it. Oh yeah, Elon Musk makes up his mind on who will be authentic on Twitter. And and gotta go through this. I gotta go through this all the time. All the time I have to go through this. There he is. There's the lunatic. Elon Musk. Let me get this crap out of the way. Hold on. Elon Musk finally makes up his mind on Twitter Blue. You'll be an official celebrity or company if enough verified people follow you. So before, in order to get verified, all you needed to do was send a copy of a photo ID or driver's license, and with your name and address on it, and you were verified. So now, he wants you to pay to be verified because he's a greedy scumbag. That's what he is. He wants you to pay, and they always coming up with more ways to screw over the consumer. Always. Always coming up with ways to fuck you over. Working for Elon Musk. Oh, he wants you. Let me guess. He wants you to kiss his ass constantly. Well, I would say it's hell on earth. I'm not even go. I'm not even going to go through it. Everybody knows through what they see on social media. You know. Hold on. I know I have to get back. Oh, that's me. You should do some restaurant reviews again. Yeah, I know. I haven't really. I know I used to go to the all-you-can-eat sushi place, and I stopped going because it was summer and it was too friggin' hot for me to walk 4 blocks. Now it's very cold, but I guess I can get warm. You know, I'm a lot better walking when the weather's cold than walking when it's a heat wave. You know, but I have to go when I'm really hungry. Like when I go to a buffet, I used to go to the Royal Hibachi, right? Every Friday. They had everything. Everything. You name it. You name it, they had it. Only like $13 for lunch. And I would have no breakfast, no lunch, no dinner. I would just go to the buffet and like Homer Simpson, they would lose money on me and I would gorge myself and I would be full all day until maybe late at night I might have a snack, maybe. And that's what I used to do, but I have to be hungry enough and energetic to go to the all you can eat. Well, I go to this one and honestly I can't pronounce the Asian name, but the most popular one in Edgewater is Arigato, but Arigato, despite their popularity, they have a very limited menu. They have no cooked Japanese food, none. And you can only stay there for an hour and a half. Fuck that. I'm not going to feel like I'm being rushed, especially if you go there with friends or family. You're talking, you know? So I go to this other one, which is maybe a few minutes down further on the same side of the street. And they have the usual. They have all the sushi, sashimi. They have the what do you call it? They have cooked Japanese food. They have some barbecue stuff, tempura. It's a big menu, and it's all you can eat. And that's the one where I did my live stream shows at. But I have to be hungry enough to go. Oh yeah, the one thing I agree with Elon Musk, despite the fact that he's a piece of shit, a geek, control freak geek, like Zucker douche. The one thing I agree with is he respects the First Amendment. You don't have to like the person who's talking. You don't have to agree with them. But even wackos, unfortunately, have a right to an opinion. And you don't have to read what they have to say. You don't have to listen to their videos. You can just change it. Get off. Go watch something else. Nobody's twisting your arm to listen to Donald Trump or um, Lori Boebert or or any of the other wackos. Oh, I believe it. I really believe it. Doesn't surprise me. Okay, this is the last one. This one, talk about Trump, right?
Can you tell me something that President Trump did while he was president that you didn't like?
And I know everybody's answer is probably tweeting. And I loved his tweeting for one reason. It was like the red laser. He would tweet and get them over here thinking about all this while he's over here really getting it done, or I'm sorry, some stuff done. And no, I can't think of very many things that he did.
Oh, gentlemen, let me know if you can hear the audio of this video or not, please.
One thing.
Let them steal the election in 2020. Because he said he knew they were going to do it. So I'm kind of wondering why he didn't do something about it.
And do you think that it was a stolen election?
There's no doubt in my mind. I watched it myself with my own eyes at 3 o'clock in the morning on TV.
What'd you say?
I saw all the ladies in Georgia pull all those ballots out, and I watched her run the same ones over and over. And I watched it with my own eyes. I don't need anyone to tell me it was stolen. I watched it.
The government and the state government.
I've never been to Michigan. I've never been there. I mean, I know the Steiner brothers are from Michigan. Pro wrestling legendary tag team. Rick Scott and Rick Steiner. I've never been to Michigan. It might be too cold. You know what it is? I'm so used to being near the ocean that to be inland. The only area that fascinates me that's not on the ocean is the desert, the Sonoran Desert. You know, New Mexico, Arizona, Baja Peninsula has the part of the Sonora is desert is in Baja. I loved it, but now that's by the ocean though. But I don't know. I grew up being near the sea.
Government in Georgia said that was totally innocent, and that was
they did.
Well, it's a Republican government there, so I'm just curious.
No, it's a Republican government.
What would you have to hear to make you believe that was just an innocent, and that's?
I watched it with my own eyes. There's nothing that can make me believe that wasn't stolen. And they're arresting people individually for all of this. I mean, the Pennsylvania, Trump just said it. They found in Pennsylvania that everything we said was right. They're just not showing it all at one time to show how much fraud there really was. I don't know if you've seen 2,000 Mules, but that shows exactly how they did it. I knew they did it. 2,000 Mules showed me how they did it.
Is there anything he did that you didn't like when he was president?
Like policy-wise or
anything. Is there anything you didn't like about it?
The one thing, me personally, okay, what I'm saying is me personally, the big thing you hear from people is the tweets. If he was to just shut up and stop tweeting, okay, I personally love them. Like he would tweet and I know, oh, watch this. They're all going to go nuts on NBC and they're all going to start going crazy. Like me personally, like I enjoyed that. It was fun because I watching it. They're so predictable, but that is the one thing that even like way calmer people on our side are just like, hey man, if you back off that, you're going to get so much more support. There's validity to that. So if he was to tone it down a little bit, he would open up another segment of the market that is just kind of, well,
the tweets. I mean, obviously, if he would have kept off the tweets, I think he would have probably still be president.
I don't follow Mr. Trump because I like Trump. I go after Trump because I like the way he does things. I don't like very much the way he talks, but I don't care about the way he talks. What I do care is where are we going with Mr. Trump? And that's the point I want to get.
You know, he might say a few things that people don't always like.
That you don't want your daughter to hear, for example?
My granddaughter.
Granddaughter. See, look at that. I got-
But, you know, maybe I don't always say all the things I should either. So I can tolerate what he does.
So you're talking. What are the issues that are upsetting you most now in the state of Florida? I mean, I can ask you first.
Just everything. Everything is going down the drain. Our freedoms, our liberties, the mandates, the closing of everything in other states. Thank God for the DeSantis here in Florida. We were open, but we're losing our freedoms little by little.
They say as they're career politicians. All they're there is just for their own interests. You know, they put themselves first, and they put us, the American citizen, not even second or third or fourth in the line, all the way down at the bottom. You know, it's
They're making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How are these people millionaires with the salary they're supposed to get? They were not millionaires when they went in as a politician.
Right, most of them are, and most of the people. There's some wealthy politicians. This guy came in wealthy before he, was
He was already a billionaire. Exactly. That was actually my point. I mean, to be honest with you, in 2016, we didn't vote for him. And we didn't vote for Hillary Clinton either. But we didn't vote for either one of them. And 2 years and a half into his office, he actually won us because pretty much everything that he promised, he delivered. Most politicians, they come in and tell you when they're running for a position, they tell you, oh, I promise you this and this and this and that. They won't even achieve 20% of the things they actually promised. This guy actually went, we pretty much achieved everything.
Energy independence, and now Biden is closing all of our. That's why gas prices are soaring. They want to blame everything on Russia, but if you're closing the pipelines everywhere, of course we're going to have. We need to be energy independent, so we shouldn't have to beg for other people for oil.
I want my country of Cuba to be free, and it takes a big man to want to do something like that. And I think Donald Trump might be that one person to make that happen.
He didn't do it last time, though, did?
Well, I'll tell you. I went to the first inauguration event here in Miami when he announced he was going to run, and he said he was going to do it in the second term. Never said the first term. I was there present. I have pictures right here. So I do believe what he said. I just think he had so many other priorities to take care of that he couldn't do anything else but what he did. He had a lot of enemies around him. We all know he did.
Yeah. Great balls of fire. Great balls of fire. Goodness gracious. May he rest in peace. Jerry Lee Lewis passed away not too long ago. It's a sad loss. Yeah, I never excuse me. I know Michigan is where Detroit is, and a bunch of other. I know there's a huge Middle Eastern American community in Dearborn, Michigan, which is, I believe, it's where wrestler Sabu is from. There he is, Mr. Ronnie S. from now residing in Clearwater, Florida, originally from Long Island, now residing in Clearwater,
Originally
Florida.
from Long Island, New York.
Yes.
I'll be going up there for Thanksgiving. So I'll be in the tri-state area.
Good. You'll be up there, spend it with relatives, with family. And
I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's not going to be too cold.
Expect it. Expect it. It's very refreshing. I think tonight it's going to be in the 20s, in the low 20s.
Oh my God.
The
Low
low
20s.
The high for today was 43, and the low has been below freezing. But it's
James,
refreshing.
I haven't seen this weather in 3 years. I haven't been up
You breathe.
up
It's
there
invigorating.
in the winter months. I've been up to visit in the summer, but not in the winter months.
It's invigorating. It's energetic. Enjoy it.
Scary,
Well,
James. And there's not even no snow on Long Island yet, so it's cold, but there's still no snow.
Well, it depends. We haven't had real heavy snow in years.
Well, it's on the news. Buffalo is getting
No, I
getting
mean
smashed
when I
with
say
snow. But
we, yeah,
yeah,
when I
you
say
mean
we,
the coastline,
yeah,
the
yeah,
East
yeah, the
Coast. Yeah.
coast, right? Buffalo gets hammered. I'm sure Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, especially
Yeah, well, that's the Midwest, but at least Buffalo is a part of New York.
yeah. Well,
But really,
Buffalo,
it's far up north
Buffalo is a long drive. It because
from
New
where you
York is
are.
New York State is a big state.
New York State is a huge state,
It's a
huge.
big state, and Buffalo is on Lake Erie,
Hmm.
one of the second largest of the Great Lakes. It's on
I
Lake
think New
Erie.
York State might be one of the biggest states geographically, actually.
It's big. No, it is big,
It's really big. And
and
the
Rochester.
majority of it, the downstate part, New York City, Long Island, it's a very, very small part of actually the whole state. And that part is closer to New Jersey where you are. So that's why and then you got Connecticut. So it's a tri-state area around that little small area
Yeah,
there.
I'm near. If I went north, I would hit Rockland County and then
Rockland County, yeah.
Orange
Yeah.
County. There's a
Rockland, and
real
then right next to Rockland is Westchester.
Westchester is county is east of Rockland County. Right, the Rockland County is where Nanuet is. How you call it the in West Nyack, the big shopping mall, West Nyack, New York.
Oh,
Yeah, the big mall.
it starts with the N.
Yeah. Oh man, I was
I
there.
don't know. I remember.
Yeah, and I remember I have something in the house that is the only thing I ever bought from that mall. It's back in the early '90s. Yeah, it's cast iron, jack o' lantern, double face, candle holder.
James, you ever have this beer called
Labatt.
Nat Blue?
I probably would like it
It's
because
a
I like
Canadian beer.
Canadian beers very much.
I hear that a lot. A lot of people like Canadian beers.
Just like I like Modelo beers.
What would you say a 6-pack of this would go for?
We did $6.
No, close, but no.
In Florida, it'll probably be less than up here.
No, not really. Prices are pretty much comparable for the most part because I live in the Tampa Bay area, so it's a big metro.
Well, what I would do with Labatt's,
Well, anyway, the price is like 7 and change, plus
that's not
tax. So
bad.
you weren't far off with the $6 though.
That's not bad. What I would do is with any good quality beer, I would put it in the freezer for maybe 20 minutes, maybe just to get it frosty, get it like maybe 25% icy inside, because you got to watch it. You don't want the damn thing to burst.
You don't want 25%. Yeah, maybe like 10% icy.
Yeah, you want that frosty, slurpy, what the hell? A little bit. A little bit, yeah.
You're saying like a ice cold beer. This is a good beer to do that with, actually. That would be good. But there's
All right,
certain
what's
beers
the
that
mic?
you can't drink unless they are, frozen, like you're saying. There's certain beers that would just they wouldn't taste good unless they were freezing
Yeah,
cold.
I love frosty cold beer. It has to be icy cold.
But macro beer, it's
Especially
gotta
where
be a
you
macro
are
beer.
in Florida. That will
Yeah,
go down really nice.
it's refreshing. You're right. That's true.
Like just
Have a
picture, you got 10% frozen beer in a cooler, and you're sitting by the pool. You're sitting by the pool, and it might be 80 degrees out, and you're sucking them down.
Sure,
You know?
sure, yeah.
It'll go down nice. Oh, I thought. Oh, I sent you the link on Instagram. All right, here's the link again. All right. So anyway, I just want to answer Gunner about Detroit. You know, many of the small United States cities are shitholes because there's very little money going into the small cities from the federal government. But Detroit.
Well, what about the big cities? You consider Detroit a small city?
Well, no, I shouldn't say small. Well, it's relative.
Detroit, I wouldn't say is really a small city.
What's going on?
Hey,
what's up, Mike?
How's it going?
Yeah, Detroit is
How's
a
it
big
going?
city. I guess a small city.
I would say San Francisco. That's a big city. That would be
No, it's
considered a
big. It's
city.
big. Trying to think. Oh, Omaha, Nebraska would be
Omaha,
compared to.
Nebraska.
Yeah,
It's not really a
compared
big
to
city.
Detroit. Compared to Detroit, would be compared to San Francisco would be considered a small city.
Sure, yeah. Now, what would
Yeah,
you consider
in other
Tampa,
words,
Florida?
Yeah. In other words, if a city cannot support a major team, sports team, if they can't support any major sports team,
Well, that's a tough hill to climb over, James. You know.
Yeah, like.
I think there's big cities that don't have professional sports teams.
Well, look at Jacksonville. They have the Jaguars, but they don't have a basketball team. They don't have.
They don't have a basketball team, but they have a hockey team. They have a football team. Major, league.
They have a hockey.
Yeah, they have a hockey team.
Really?
Yep. The Jacksonville
Jackoffs.
I don't know what it is, but there's they have a hockey team. Tampa has a hockey team, so I think those are the two.
Well, I know Tampa has the Lightning. Yeah,
but they're not the only ones. There's another the Jacksonville. Jacksonville has a hockey
I was
team.
surprised. Hold on.
And then Florida has 3 football teams.
Keith.
3 pro football teams. Keith, is that a non-alcoholic beer?
This is an Orange Kush by Keith, cannabis infused classic soda.
Cannabis infused?
Would you say orange
Yes.
coochie?
That's cool. Put it up a little bit closer, Mike, to the camera.
Closer?
Yeah.
Orange Kush? What is a Kush?
It's not a beer.
No, it's Kush.
It's not a beer. It's a weed drink.
Right?
It's a weed drink.
Cannabis infused orange soda. Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's cannabis infused orange soda from Nice Guys Delivery.
Man.
Nice Guys Delivery.
That's kind of interesting, man.
Yeah.
Have you had it yet?
It's pretty cool. Oh yeah. I love this one. This one is like a 9 out of 10. It's pretty good. Have you done the weed drinks yet?
No, I didn't even know I never heard of that.
I never heard
of that.
I know that Ronnie could definitely tell if there's cannabis in the beverage because he's an expert on cannabis.
That's nice. Yeah, cannabis is awesome. It helps people sleep. It's cool.
Yeah.
Well,
it's good to sleep. It's good for various things.
It makes you mellow. It mellows you out. It relaxes you.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now
that's why he's welcome to light up his generator his carburetor pipe anytime.
The only thing, Mike, so you're mixing it with like the orange soda. Orange soda is not really healthy for you.
Oh no, it's not. But you know what?
No.
It's nice to have it a couple times during the weekend.
So is like 1 can enough, and you got to buzz off that, or you got to do like a couple of cans?
I think you got to do a couple of cans to get a real buzz. You can get a buzz off 1 can, but if you want a real buzz, then you got to
That's like that's like 2 cans of orange soda is a lot of sugar. It's a lot, a lot of artificial flavor.
Yeah, but then you get the weed, so that is good.
What do you think, James?
I was never a soda drinker. I don't
I really
really
like soda.
I don't like sweets per
I don't
se.
like it by itself. If it's something useful like what it's doing here, then it's good. But by itself, I don't like it that much.
I mean, the only sweets I like is ice cream, sorbet, gelato. Italian ice. I like that, but as far as any other kinds of sweets, no.
You don't like
What?
artificial sweets because the gelato is more like a natural
Yeah,
sweet.
Awesome.
yeah. The Coca-Cola sold internationally outside of the United States has a fraction of the sugar of these Coca-Cola sold in the United States has like a tremendous amount of sugar in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's almost like they know Americans have a tendency to get addicted to sugar, to carbs. And
Well, I'll only do it if it has like a good purpose like this. Otherwise, it's gonna stay away from it. I don't really sense any sugar in this. I think it's a sugarless soda, and they have sugarless. They have, sugar-free sodas out there. They have a Coke Zero. Coke Zero is really cool. You're drinking Coke.
I know Coke Zero. Sure.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. It's genius. So you don't get all that dang caffeine. It's really good.
Yeah, I got a sort of a brain fart at the beginning of the show. I mentioned Senator Kirsten Sinema of Arizona.
As opposed to Kirsten Gillibrand.
Well, as opposed to Kirsten Gillibrand, yeah. And the other traitor that is problematic in the Democrat Party would be Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin of West Virginia. So, but what I was trying to say, if Reverend Warnock of Georgia, it looks like he's going to win, but let's say he really is going to win state senate, then the Democrats would have one extra vote. And like, instead of having Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema causing problems, they would just have one of them cause problems instead of both, because that would bring 51. That would bring the Democrats up to 51 senators.
They would gain, it wouldn't be a tie Senate anymore, and that's what's, they would have a net gain of 1 seat. And,
So
it wouldn't need VP Harris's tie.
It'll be 51 to 49. Over 49 Republicans, 51 Democrats, and
the vice president would not have to would not have to break tie-casted votes.
Correct. Absolutely.
And we know that a Republican is going to win in Alaska. Democrats have forfeited Alaska on the Senate, even though it looks like the House is probably Democratic. The Senate is probably looking like it's. Yeah, the Senate is not going to a Democrat this time around in Alaska.
Why is Alaska? Why are the Democrats forfeiting Alaska?
Oh, well, they got disqualified during the initial round, so no Democrats made it to the runoff. It's Senator Murkowski and Chewbacca. So the MAGA.
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca from Star Wars.
Now, Lester Mike, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Would you consider yourself a Rockefeller Republican?
I don't think I really am a fan of Rockefeller.
He was a moderate, right?
Yeah, but I think he also did a lot of
parties together.
Yeah, but Ronnie, I think he also did a lot of kind of big buck things. So he, I'm not a kind of business kind of Mitt Romney.
You're not into the big bucks?
No, Main Street. So
You're
I
not
love
not
to.
like the you don't like the big banks.
No, the big banks always. I don't think they're trying to screw the little guys. Just that
They always want to make money,
yeah, they're a bit money grubbing.
like
Is all.
Scrooge, you know,
Yeah.
J.P.
Uh,
Morgan.
it's annoying all the bad stuff that comes out of these big companies sometimes too.
Well, did you know that J.P. Morgan and John Rockefeller were rivals?
Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
then J.P. Morgan got hooked up with the J.P. Morgan investment banking,
Chase.
and then there was Chase Manhattan. It was called Chase Manhattan was the original Chase. James probably knows this.
I remember Chase Manhattan commercial.
And they were a Rockefeller affiliated bank.
Goldman Sachs and such.
I think Goldman Sachs was Rockefeller too, right?
Not sure.
But when J.P. Morgan Company and they acquired Chase Manhattan, and it was J.P. Morgan finally coming together with the Rockefeller interests because the Rockefellers controlled Chase Manhattan.
Yeah.
So it was like the combining of two major families, the Morgan and the Rockefellers, in like in major finance, major capitalism, as James would say. That is crony capitalism that they did. For
Yeah.
sure.
Well,
That's crony capitalism at its finest.
J.P. Morgan was ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
He took over every one of those rival moguls.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean Carnegie. He ended up taking over the U.S. Steel, right?
I think Vanderbilt. He took part of Vanderbilt's business.
Cornelius. Yeah.
Yep. And then in 2008, Chase Bank swooned in and bought all the smaller, like they were kind of big regional banks, but they were small on a national level.
Right.
Bought up like 10 of those, and then it made Chase the largest bank in the world that they are now.
Oh, Chase.
J.P. Morgan Chase is what it's called now. After they acquired Chase Manhattan. That's where the Chase name came from. And then you had J.P. Morgan. They were always investment bankers.
Right.
Chase Manhattan was a commercial bank.
Right. And then New York also had Citibank.
City. It used to be called National City, something like that, back in the early 1900s. And then eventually morphed into Citibank, which is now. But that went through the various mergers. And they are now Citigroup, which is one of the, I think it's the second or the third largest
Citibank and
financial.
Citigroup.
And then you got Bank of America is right up there in the top three also.
Now, Bank of America used to be called Summit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was some merger going on.
Summit, huh? I didn't know
before Summit.
Charles Schwab is a good bank.
Charles Schwab.
Charles Schwab is. It's not called Charles Schwab. It's called Schwab.
Schwab. Yeah. It's called Schwab. Yeah. Charles Schwab is the
That is an investment bank, but you can't just open up a checking account there.
Yeah, I know. I think you also need
It's
a
not a checking account bank. It's an investment bank.
I think you also need to have a brokerage account in order to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say Schwab is right up there in the corrupt,
Yeah.
It's not cronyism. But they all are though. Because they're all connected to the Federal Reserve. You know, none of this stuff is part of the free market. It's all rigged.
I dated somebody one time that worked for Bear Stern.
Really? How'd that go?
How'd it go?
No, it went quite well. She was
Yeah.
very,
Good,
very,
good.
very nice girl.
Yeah.
Very smart. She passed the bar. She passed the New York and New Jersey bar.
Well, they're the same thing.
Yeah. And she worked for Bear Stern, and then we
I
all
know.
got.
I think the bar is a national exam. So it doesn't go by
Oh,
state.
really? So
Yeah,
so the
you get licensed by state, but you don't. The bar exam itself is a national exam.
okay. So you would have to get it's a separate
It's a
task to get a
separate
license.
license. All you do is pay a separate fee, per state.
Right. So if you want to work, if somebody wants to work in, let's say, Massachusetts, they would get a license for Massachusetts.
Or if you say you live in New York, you pass the bar, and you want to practice in San Francisco, you gotta pay a license fee to California. That's all.
California.
That's all it is. They might depending on the state, they might give you like a small, like a little test or something like that. But it's like it's not gonna be anything that's big.
Like you could take an exam and become a CPA and do that in your retirement.
No, you don't have to do that. So if you do it in New York, then so I move here to Florida, I just have to pay a fee to the state of Florida to get licensed here.
Oh, and then you can hang your shingle out and be
Yeah, it's just
yeah,
the same
Ronald.
thing as a bar. It's a it's a nationwide test, but licensing goes by the individual state. It's $150 fee a year. That's all it is.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called state licensure, and it's kind of to tell you the truth, it's a corrupt bunch of bullshit, really. It's because what are they charging you for? You already took the test, but they're charging you to do business in their state.
You know what? You know what that reminds me of? Uh, Professionals that have to get recertified. I
Well, yeah,
mean,
that's what it is. It's the same
you
thing.
you took the necessary exams, you got your diploma, you got your certification.
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell do you need to get
Well,
recertified?
recertified. So what would you say? What are you referring to with that? Like what profession?
Um, well, like let's say in the medical profession, like nurses, certain nurses, or maybe all nurses, have to get recertified. In other words, they have to.
I don't think they get recertified, but they probably have to have an amount of
Credits.
because things change continually. So
Well,
each year they need.
it's a continuing education
Yeah, it's called
program,
continuing education. You have to have a certain amount of hours, like continuing education hours,
right? Because
to hold your license as a valid license.
because it takes into account, like you said, all the updates.
Yeah, things change. That's in every profession, really.
But it's just something. It's just a royal
And then
pain in the ass.
those schools or those classes that give you that whatever the updates that you need to qualify
Costs money.
to keep your license. Yeah, they cost money. So that's a racket as well, in a way, because those organizations are getting paid. They're kind of in cahoots with the state because the state is saying if you don't work with these organizations, you're not going to be able to keep your license.
It's a racket, and you know what else is a racket? When senior semester, or whatever you want to call it, when senior students of, let's say, a technical school, they give them the option of working for a company, not for money, but for school credits,
An internship.
internship. So they work for free, They work.
Sometimes internships are paid. Sometimes they are.
Sometimes they're paid. Oh, okay, okay.
They're
'Cause
not always free, but
I was gonna say.
there are free ones.
I'm-
That is still a thing.
I mean, I was gonna say it's a racket for the company because then they just when they graduate they get a whole bunch of new senior students as interns, and that's like privatized prisons. It's free slave labor, legalized slave labor.
I mean, it's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I see what you're saying though. Most of the time, though, the companies, if they're serious companies, they're gonna pay the interns, and they're gonna want the interns to stick with the company because they learned their way of doing things. If they like them, then they're gonna try to keep them.
Yeah. Oh, that's the discussion I had with my sister. Um, she says, regardless what you learned in school, when you get a job,
You don't know anything. You don't know anything.
no, you have to learn the company's system, their database, their intranet.
Regardless if you're a 4.0 student in college, you don't know anything at all until you get into day one of actually working. And then you see everything you learned. I would say not everything, 75% of it, and this is in accounting. I would say 75% of what you learned you don't use ever in your whole career.
Wow.
So 75% of that was just wishy-washy nonsense that you didn't need.
Well,
And I think that's true for probably
Textbook
most
matter.
careers. A lot of careers, it's 0%. A lot of careers, you don't need any of the college shit except for the diploma. 0% of what you learn in college is applicable.
well, my anatomy teacher told me, you see that textbook on your desk?
Mhm.
Most of these textbooks are outdated. They're dinosaurs.
Sure. I think I heard these days kids in middle school and high school, they don't even use textbooks anymore.
Oh, and they do everything on a laptop, right?
It's all on the laptop, and there's like a book on your laptop. But I was talking to somebody, and they were saying they don't even use that. That the teachers are just saying like they're giving you like a free lesson, and they don't even use the book even at all. They're not even using the book anymore.
You know what else I discovered is a total waste of time for students? Taking notes. Because why? Because what's in the exam is what the teacher when she reads from the textbook. You're in a chapter, and she emphasizes certain paragraphs in that chapter that are
Yeah, but James, and they're not using the chapters
Proof you
anymore.
listened.
They're not using the chapters anymore. They're not using the books.
Oh, so the exams are not even
No, the exams are just like at the teacher's will. That they make up something not even based off the book.
Yeah, because I used to get a highlighting marker and highlight in the
No,
textbook.
there's nothing to highlight anymore.
Yeah, because
Even if it's online, there's no highlighting online. But there is a book, but they don't really use it.
Interesting.
There's crazy shit going on, man.
So it's
What do you think, Mike?
Shit. What?
What do you think of this stuff?
So it's obsolete. Books are gradually paper.
The books are
I like
obsolete.
taking notes. I like taking notes. It's fun. I like doing like the I like it just because I like to write.
Now, Western Mike, you seem like a PowerPoint guy.
Oh yeah, PowerPoint all the way. PowerPoint's good.
I think Excel probably revolutionized accounting, the invention of it. Microsoft Excel.
Oh yeah, then you don't need a calculator on the side.
Yeah, I remember the old-fashioned ledger, the bookkeeper's ledger.
Oh, I asked you earlier today, James, if you consider yourself a boomer or not.
That depends on the age bracket that they categorize a boomer in.
Well,
You tell me.
Boomer and Zoomer now.
Michael, what would you say? James is a boomer.
No comment.
Why is it no comment? It's just a simple question.
I don't know.
It doesn't mean anything.
I would say
It's just
no.
a matter of his generation.
I would say no.
He's not a boomer.
No. He does not fit the definition of really boomer.
Definition is what year he was born. Now I'm not going to ask him what year he's born because maybe he doesn't want to say that on air.
Like, well, he's not going by. Ronnie's not going by my personality. Or any.
No, it's not a
ideology.
personality test. It's
strictly based on
a
age.
generation.
Boomer seems like it's boomer is kind of sounds like it's saying like a matron or patron, like those
Okay,
kind of
so
personality types.
let me bring it back. It's boomer came from the term baby boomer, and that is the generation that's roughly between 1946, I think, and like 1963, around there.
Yeah.
So would that fall into your age range, James?
Did you say 1946 to 63?
Yeah, I think that's about what baby boomers are around there.
Well, if that's
The whole decade of the 50s, I know that.
well, I didn't as far as birth goes, I might be a boomer.
Okay. Well.
As far as the year of birth, as far as growing up as a kid, early 60s, 70s.
The boomers are associated that they had a very safe childhood. You never had to worry about like you were in danger.
No.
You lived an idyllic where the ice cream man was coming down the block.
Yeah.
And you had like 10 friends. You hang out on the street when you're like 9 years old.
Right.
Everything is nice in the suburbs.
In the suburbs, I grew up in a suburb. When the street lights went on, it was time to get your
That's
ass
when you went home, right? Right, yeah.
and you had to be home.
You trusted authority.
You
Authority
had
was
to be home
trusted.
for dinner at a certain time. We had to do our homework first before we can play.
But your parents were not up your ass. They told you to go outside, and you stayed outside all day.
Oh yeah, well, me and my friends, we had our bicycles, and we used to
Ride your bike around town.
We used to
the
go
whole
fish.
town.
We went fishing.
There was no cell phones, right? So you couldn't
No.
call your mom.
No cell phones.
Right.
No. No beepers. No cell phones. Nothing like that. No technology.
No
Not
video
even-
games. So
not
the
even
boomers
calculator.
didn't even have video games.
We didn't even have a calculator. That wasn't invented yet. Remember Texas Instruments?
Yeah.
You
That
remember?
was the fancy calculator, Texas.
Yeah, the big ass. Yeah, we didn't have no calculators.
When
You
I
had
was
a
in like
Texas
when I was in like
Instrument?
10th grade and I took like whatever math class it was, it was mandatory that you had to buy this Texas Instruments calculator that was like $100.
Wait a minute. You had to buy it?
You had to. It was part of your school supplies.
Son of a bitch.
And probably Western Mike remembers. The Texas
yeah.
Instruments, it had the graph thing. I think it was called a graphing calculator, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah,
Graphing calculator. It was about $100, James, and you had to buy this thing to be part of the class.
Jeez.
Fucked up.
I'm up
right?
with $100.
That's worse than making you buy a school uniform.
So who
Coming
do you
up with
think?
$100.
The school board obviously is in cahoots with Texas Instruments.
That's why you have to buy it.
They're giving Texas Instruments all this all these sales. You got 30 kids in a class. How many classes in a school? Every kid, you had to buy it. If you didn't buy the calculator, you could not participate in the class. So you would have failed. Right then and there. $100. Boom.
So
This is in a public school.
So a kid
Even
from
though you're in school and you're not
so
working at that time.
a child of a single mother that's a low
Well,
income,
I mean,
woman.
if you really wanted to push it, I'm sure somebody could have came to the school and said, like, my kid can't afford this. But people didn't want to do that, so they're gonna rough it out, and they're gonna try to get that $100. Whether they can afford it or not. If they really couldn't afford it, probably could have put it in some kind of hardship petition or whatever. But people don't want to do that. That makes you look bad.
Well, then it's you got to do what you got to do. I mean, what are you
Sure,
supposed
sure.
to do? Go out and mug people for the $100?
But it just the principle of it even.
Hey, I'm gonna learn over here.
The principle of that even being a thing that you needed to do this. So you're saying that wasn't a thing when you were a kid, James?
No.
You didn't have to have a calculator.
My mother and grandfather never would have went down there and kicked some ass.
Well, what were they teaching you back then where you didn't need to have a calculator, a graphing calculator?
I had to scribble on
You had to use
my
a
notepad.
pen and paper.
Yeah, I had to do math on a notepad.
Did you have the instrument? It was like a circle, and it moved, and then you would write like
was
you
that
would
a
trace.
protractor?
Yeah, protractor. Yeah,
You know what?
Yeah.
I had a protractor.
Protractor.
And,
Yeah.
No wonder why I hated math so much. No, it was.
I haven't heard that name in a long time. Protractor.
Kids.
You like math, Ronnie?
No, I always hated math.
Oh yeah.
I hated the teachers were usually very boring.
My favorite subject was always
Annoying.
history.
English teachers are the most boring. English teachers.
No, I think math teachers are pretty boring.
Plus, they get pissed.
I hated math, and then the problem with math is
they get
you miss one lesson, and you're fucked because everything it leads onto each other. So you miss one lesson, or you don't do the homework or whatever, and you go on to the next lesson, and then you're like double behind. So you can never catch up.
The English teacher didn't. I used to take naps in English class. She couldn't answer my question. I says, how come with the English language? How come there's two things I can never understand. Number one is silent letters. Okay, if they're silent, why are they there? Another thing is.
Well, that's a silly question.
You have
I could have told you that right then and there.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. It's silly because I walk through the doorway. All right, THROUGH. Well, why? Who in England decided
you're
to put a
asking
GH?
why are they silent?
Why are they there if they're silent?
Because that's how the language evolved. That's just how it
Another
happened.
thing, like I threw the baseball. Same pronunciation but different spelling. THREW.
It's not going to be a perfect language. You're asking for a perfect language.
And then you have what's the other thing? Besides the silent letters. Well, that's
there's silent letters in every language, James. It's not
Spanish
just English.
Too?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
You said Spanish? Definitely.
Spanish, there's silent letters.
There's a lot of silent letters in Spanish. What do you think the letter H is? You never use the letter H in Spanish, but it's there. You never say it though.
Oh, and they pronounce the X as a Z, like
right. But the letter H is always ignored. It's used
like
when
the
you
name
spell things.
Xavier. X is pronounced Xavier.
Right.
Xena, warrior princess.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
H is never used, James. That is a silent letter in the whole language. So there you go.
Like handsome is it's spelled hermoso.
Hysterical.
Hermoso.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But they don't pronounce the H. Hermosa is for a woman.
Hermosa.
Hermosa, and
But you don't say the H though when you say it.
you don't use
Then
the
why
H.
is it there?
Hermosa. So it's
Well,
hermoso.
James was asking why is it there? It's just there. It's
There
a
he
silent it's a silent letter.
It's a
What's
silent
up,
letter.
buddy?
It's
Jordy, what's up?
I don't know.
Yo, what's up, Ronnie?
It's illogical. Dr. Spock, Mr. Spock would say illogical. Anyway, we have the king of
the king of rock
techno,
and roll.
the king of techno from the country of Scotland, Geordie K.
The great state of Scotland.
The
Nice.
great Geordie K. He's got his my favorite lights in the background. He's drinking a Heineken.
Nice.
Got the
Yeah.
shades on.
You drinking
got the shades on.
a Holland beer from across the
Yeah,
channel.
I'm drinking.
It's good.
It's actually brewed in Amsterdam. It's brewed in Holland.
That's
yeah.
Holland, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that across
yeah.
the channel or what is that?
That's where everything is legal.
What is the body of water that separates Scotland from Holland?
I have no idea, dude. I have
You
no
don't know,
idea.
really? That's where you
The
live.
English
Nope.
Channel.
I don't think it is the English Channel.
Dude, I don't know geography.
The
I don't
English
give a
Channel is south. He lives north. I think it might be the North Sea.
Hold on. I'll show you guys.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It is the north.
North
Yes,
Sea,
it is
right?
north of the English Channel. Yes.
Jordy doesn't even know that. Jordy,
Because
you
if
have no
you
idea?
go across the English Channel, you hit like Normandy, France.
You cross the English Channel, you hit France.
France, the
Well,
Normandy
if
section.
if you go to Loch Lomond to get this kind of stuff, I plan on going Loch Lomond for my birthday. My birthday is on January the 1st. So what I'm
You're a
planning
New
on
Year's
doing?
I didn't know you were a New Year's baby.
Yeah,
Your
I am.
birthday's January 1st?
Yeah.
A New Year's baby. How about that?
Do you dress up in the diaper on New Year's? Do the New Year's baby thing?
Yeah, you know the New Year's.
Fuck off.
New Year's baby had the hat, the top hat.
Yeah, he's got the hat, and then he has the fancy
I was,
diaper.
I was born on the 1st of January 1996.
Oh, the 4th. The 1st or the 4th?
The 1st, not the fucking 4th, you twat. The 1st.
It sounds like you're saying the 4th.
The first. Numero uno.
Fine then.
Numero uno. The 1st.
James, does
Fine.
it sound like you're saying the 4th?
God damn. Do I really need to clean up my accent for you guys?
He's got a Scottish
Yeah, but
accent.
he was drinking tonight. I could tell.
No, it's not that. He's got a
Need
Scottish
to
accent.
tweak my ears a little
Got a
bit.
Scottish accent. It's not anything about drinking. I'm just Scottish. That's
It's got
just how
nothing to
we
do
are.
with drinking. It's got nothing to do with drinking, George.
Yeah, exactly, Ronnie.
I am like Popeye. I am what I am, and it's all that I am.
Now, Western Mike is from San Francisco.
No, actually,
Unfortunately.
he's from Chicago. And
James-
You're from
James-
Chicago originally?
he moved to
Chicago originally.
James, I
Oh,
gotta
really?
say,
Oh,
James,
yeah.
I gotta say something. Thank you for playing my music and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. Bro.
there was a problem. I have to be honest with you. I have no idea why this problem now occurs.
Huh?
The music from the wheel is not picked up by the microphone, and the your music from your YouTube channel,
Yeah.
is muted. My the StreamYard microphone doesn't pick it up, but it picks up other YouTube videos that talk about like.
Now, remember the video last week, James, of the lady I was talking? That didn't get picked up.
That didn't get picked up.
But the Jesse Ventura one did.
You heard Jesse. Now, what I did was before I went on the air, I tested some of the videos. I did a test run off the air because I don't want the same thing to happen.
So
I
how
did
do
a
you
test.
test it to know what
Okay.
you're saying is heard?
Yeah, James, I'm gonna shoot off. But
Already
Ronnie?
you going?
You just got
Yeah.
here, Jordy.
You just got here.
Where are you going,
Shall-
man?
shall I stay for one more beer?
Yeah, one more beer.
No,
One
no,
more
no,
beer.
I'm trying to
Yes.
explain
One
something. I'm
more
trying to
beer.
explain how you get that.
Fuck.
when
One
you
more beer,
I'm just tired, you know. It's like fucking. It's like 3
You're not-
a.m.
you're not that
oh, we're
tired.
tired.
Jordy, you're not that tired.
We're tired.
I'm drunk though.
Western Mike is
Hey, I
tired.
told you.
I'm hella tired.
You know,
I've
you
had
should
a- I've had a few beers.
You should.
One
you
more
should-
beer, Jordy.
Jordy, you should smoke a pipe. You'll look very sophisticated with a pipe.
With a pipe. No, I don't smoke pipes.
Jordy, do you smoke weed?
Yeah. Yeah, I smoke weed.
Well,
So do
use the
that.
pipe.
You should smoke a little bit of weed right now.
Ronnie,
I'll
you
grab
should-
some. Yeah, I'll
you
grab
should-
some.
You
I'll
should,
grab
you should,
one more beer. One more beer for me. One more beer for you.
you should see the weed that I've got. It's fucking blue
I'll-
blue cheese.
Let
blue
me show you,
cheese.
Jordy, the weed that I have. It's probably
Oh,
better
yeah.
than yours. Probably better than yours.
Yeah, it will be. It will be better. It will be better.
So go grab it.
You're
Come
from
back.
you're from California, right?
I'm not from California. He's
Where the
from
fuck-
California.
where the-
This
where
guy
the fuck
over
are you
here.
at, Ronnie?
He's from California. Him.
Where are you at?
He's in Florida now.
I'm in Florida.
Oh, you're in Florida.
Yeah,
But he's not from.
Oh.
He's not from
Florida.
Florida. He's from.
But no, but James, I live in Florida. I live in
I know a guy from Tampa.
But he's not a Floridian.
Yeah, I live right outside Tampa. That's where I live.
I know a guy from Tampa. Oh, you
You
were
know a
right.
guy, so you know
Oh.
two guys from Tampa. No.
Well,
It's
when
Tampa.
there was a thing
Not,
called
not tampon.
uh,
Tampa.
Jordy, go
No,
get your
no,
shit,
not
and I'm gonna
fucking tampon, not
come-
fucking
come back,
tampons, but Tampa. Yeah, I've never been there, but I know someone from there. So yeah,
Tampon, Florida.
Tampa, not fucking tampons. For fuck's
Tampon.
sake.
I mean Tampa.
Tampa, Florida.
No, he's from Long Island, and he moved to Clearwater, which is a suburb of Tampa.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a guy called Greg from fucking Tampa. What I think was he used to do this thing called Justin TV, JTV. He used to basically play tunes. He basically just used to play fucking tunes, and I loved it.
You know who my friend introduced me to this guy who's involved with like independent films, and you know what his name was? His show business name was Bill Zabub.
Bill Zabub.
Bill Zabub.
Bill Zabub. You know,
Bill Zabub.
Bill Zabub.
Zabub.
That kind of sounds like the Tenacious D, the Beelzebub, like that sex thing.
Oh yeah, the sex songs. Yeah, yeah. Jordy has a nice, has a whole bunch of really cool songs. They're either about vampires or sex. And
well, sex is the best thing. What's the next best thing?
Oh,
horror.
I'm headed for my cave. Oh, the light. Oh, the light. I have to get out of the light.
Yeah, that was fucking. Yeah, that was the
Vampire Run, right?
That was the aftermath. That was the aftermath of
Gotta
Vampire.
go to my cave.
To be honest, James.
Yeah.
I don't really like it. I think I can do better. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to evolve. You know, you're going to do better.
I've seen this stuff in you tag man. It's like boom 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 boom. I wanna make that kind of shit. I'll be doing that kind of stuff, you know.
You know, you got to learn how to do like those techno people that do it before like thousands and thousands of people. Like,
yeah.
I tell you, that Boris guy, Boris Brecha, he's awesome.
Oh,
and Boris.
Yo, Jordy.
Boris.
You never went to get your weed, did you?
Yeah, let's see that shit. Oh, nice, man. Nice, Ronnie. Is that
Nice.
what strain is that? What strain is it? Is it White Widow? Is it blue cheese? Is
Blue
it?
cheese?
Jordy, why are you asking questions like that? Did you
What's
say blue
strange?
cheese?
What do you mean why I'm asking questions like that? I'm just wondering, dude.
He wants to know what
I mean,
strain is it.
I smoke weed as well, bro. So I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. Okay, fine. I won't fucking ask questions like that then.
I don't know what strain it is, Jordy. I don't know.
Well, if you're going to be like that, then I'm not going to ask you what strain it is.
I don't know, Jordy. I don't know what strain it is.
Don't
I mean, that's a very
don't strain yourself
specific
trying to
question you're
think of the
asking.
strain.
I don't
Guys,
really
I'm
care
going
to
to
know
go.
the strain.
Peace, love, and happiness.
Jordy,
James,
you're fucking up, man. You're
Thank you
fucking
for
up, bro.
stopping by, Jordy.
Jordy, I'm not fucking up.
All right then.
Anytime.
I'm fucking chilled out. I'm just going to going to bed, man. I'm fucked up. I've had a few beers, smoked a few dips.
Oh,
smoked a few dips. and
it's
yeah.
5 hours. It's 5 hours ahead.
Yeah,
You're
it's
5 hours
past
ahead.
Jordy's
Yeah,
bedtime.
but if people are going to be dicks, then I'm not going to chill around. So yeah, see ya.
Don't run away from dicks. Challenge them.
Oh man.
Oh, that was weird. I don't even think I was being a dick.
About the strain. Well, you were honest. You don't know.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't know
about
what
strain.
strain.
I don't know the strain.
What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to guess, and say it's
I mean, it's not all about craft beer shit and craft weed. It's just what the fuck? You just. I mean, I know it's good weed. I don't know what strain it is though. Come
well.
on.
Listen, if the seed that they plant is the seed of a marijuana plant.
Why is she acting like a baby?
Yeah, why do he was very he's been getting very tough.
He's been like easily agitated lately, right?
He's been very touchy.
I would say easily agitated, right?
Yeah. Well, when he drinks, he gets very touchy and easily agitated. You're right.
Hmm. I remember last week it was not really directed at me, but I could see he was a bit on edge.
Like you can't like
you can't joke around.
You can't joke around and bust his chops.
No,
He gets mad.
But this is a shame because I think he used to be able to with Jordy, right? He used to be pretty cool.
Yes, but I have a feeling I knew right away by the way he looked and acted that he was drinking a lot today.
But he's always done that. He's always drank a lot.
Well, then I don't know.
So I don't know what's the difference now. I think he's like the same. Maybe he's drinking even more. I don't know.
I mean, you can't.
It could be.
It sometimes you can't take ball busting the wrong way if it's done with people that friends.
Hey man, if you're ball busting, like, give me a break.
Hey, what do guys do in the locker room? They bust each other's balls.
Mike, what do guys do in the locker room?
What?
Locker room talk. When alpha men both talk in the locker room, they tease, they bust each other's chops sometimes, right? They joke around.
Yeah.
I mean, they're smart enough to know you don't get personal with your friend.
Maybe it's not like that in Scotland. We might, or Americans. We don't really know like how it is over there.
Maybe what we call joking and they call fighting words. I don't know.
You never know. I know the Scots people are pretty tough, right? So maybe Jordy doesn't fuck around.
Yeah, like when I said Tampon, Florida, he says I didn't say tampon, I said Tampa.
I like Jordy though, man. He's cool.
No,
I always like Jordy.
He's always been very, very good natured, very jovial.
But he seems to be not as jovial as he used
to be. No.
which is a shame. I remember remember when he came on, James, and he said he was nervous that Putin was gonna invade Scotland and
Invade
take
Scotland.
take all their oil.
Oil?
Yeah, he said
No, they're going to take all their scotch, you mean?
no, the oil. He was worried that because he said Scotland is where all the oil comes from in the UK, which he probably he
Really?
might be right. He might be right
Could be
about that.
right, yeah.
I don't know, but that's what he. I'm scared that they're gonna come invade Scotland.
Listen, Putin can care less about how much oil Scotland has.
I don't think Putin has his eye on Scotland
No,
at all.
Russia produces so much
Way more
oil
oil than Scotland produces.
and natural gas, methane,
How much
natural gas.
oil does Scotland really produce?
Scotland is a teeny weeny tiny country next to Russia. I mean, there's so much natural resource in Russia that's between if you include Siberia.
Mike, what do you think of the natural resources in Russia?
I don't really think about it because
Can't
Russia
comment
is
on that.
being a dick.
Putin's a dick.
Yeah, it's being a dick. So what do you got to worry about?
Yeah. Well, I think that the fact that he ordered the attack on civilians is enough. Is enough. Yeah.
Enough of what?
Enough to seal the deal on people's opinion of him.
You think the U.S. Army should go to Ukraine, like drop
No.
some boots on the ground?
No.
Nah, no way.
No, they spent too much damn time in Afghanistan as it is.
Well, yeah, so that's why they got him out of there, so they got more to send over to the Ukraine.
They maybe the and the military.
It's kind of in the plan, you know.
And
So
there's
it
no
took place like a year apart, even less than a year.
and the taxes wasted on all those military bases. That should be it.
Well, James, fucking Afghanistan, man. They left billions of dollars in
Poppies.
equipment and not just poppies, military equipment and all the bombs, all the American bombs. And they just left it to the Taliban, man. Like, fuck. God damn.
Wasn't that pretty stupid for them to do
It's
that?
just crazy, man. It's totally crazy. U.S. taxpayer paid bombs, man. Me and you paying for all this shit.
That's like giving ISIS like sophisticated missile system.
Well, they did that too. They did that under the Obama administration. They were giving ISIS all kinds of high grade weapons.
Wasn't there a photo taken of John
McCain in Syria with terrorists, and he was saying that they were like moderate rebels and shit. Yeah, that was John McCain. John McCain. He was on the dole, man. John McCain was making big bucks off of the military funding back in those days.
Just like just like Dick Cheney was, but
nah, Dick Cheney was like the worst of the worst.
Halliburton.
Halliburton. Dick Cheney was Secretary of Defense under George Bush 1, and he gutted out Grumman. You remember Grumman was a big company back then.
Northrop Grumman.
No, now it became Northrop Grumman because it had to consolidate.
Right.
But
defense contract.
Yeah, Dick Cheney was what he did after that. He got into private business, so he was working with Halliburton, but he wasn't good at what he did. So it ended up that what he was advising Halliburton to do, they lost a lot of money, big money. So when he was VP and he was in control of what was going on with the Secretary of Defense and the Defense Department, he hooked up Halliburton with all these contracts, government contracts, to pay them back because of how he fucked up when he used to work there. That's why he did that for Halliburton in Iraq. He gave them all the government contracts to like rebuild after they blew the fucking country out. Then they went to rebuild it.
They always do that, the United States. Yeah,
Yeah, but that was Dick Cheney and Halliburton. He owed them money. Like kind of like a mafia deal in a way.
yeah. Well, he was the boss, not G.W. Bush. Cheney had the big ring.
Oh, he was definitely in charge. Yeah, and GWB, you can't absolve him from any blame either, just because he wasn't really in charge. But he was a piece of shit too.
Yeah, he's guilty by association.
Watch the movie
not just
W.
association. He was guilty by himself.
Watch the movie W. That movie's all about.
Yeah, watch that. Right, but George Bush was a piece of shit, man. Really bad fucking person. And the country has only been going downhill since he was there. Like that's the truth. George Bush came in and fucked everything up.
Well, he put the war on a credit card.
Right. And then it just things escalated from there, and there was problems here and problems everywhere.
Yeah.
Why are we all expanding everywhere? Why
Yeah,
can't we all just have our own country?
No weapons of mass destruction in Iraq.
That was George Bush. I mean, he was just a fucking horrible person. Bill Clinton, wasn't the best. George Bush 1 wasn't the best. Reagan, he wasn't the best. But they were like, for the most part,
You don't think Reagan was the best?
somewhat decent. No,
No,
decent people.
Reagan is.
But
Reagan
once George Bush 2 got in there, he just steamrolled bullshit into America, bro. That's what he did.
Reagan is the Republican that.
Reagan was alright. He was.
Reagan is the one that changed the tax system that took.
He was.
That
Reagan
gave the
was
rich all the tax breaks.
What would you call Reagan, James?
He changed.
A Goldwater Republican, right? That's what you call Reagan.
Yeah, those are the Republicans still winning elections, but
nah, it's not the same thing today. The Reagan wing is gone, I think.
Yeah.
Why? They do well. They do better than some Democrats. Why would they have to be gone? Why would you?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
Right?
Right.
Why would you 86?
I mean, he was
the one thing that can help you win.
Why would you do that? You're right.
President, governor.
It was a good movement. Think about the election of 1980, man.
Yeah.
That was like the perfect storm,
Would have voted for Reagan.
I would have. James probably did. James, who'd you vote for in 80?
Oh God.
Presidential election. You probably didn't vote for. You probably
I don't
voted
think.
for
I don't
Carter,
think.
right?
I think I was.
Carter was running. Carter was a good guy, but
Carter has a lot of.
He didn't really have a good impact, though.
Well, he was kind of wishy-washy and.
He's a wishy-washy guy.
Yeah, but you wouldn't think because he was a submarine captain in the Navy.
Doesn't mean anything.
But Reagan is the one who gave.
Reagan was a Screen Guild fucking.
Yeah, but I heard
actor.
he was a big dummy.
He was the governor of California, so he had some experience.
He's the one he's the one that sent the wealthy on a tax vacation. He's the one that changed. The tax rate.
No.
To put the burden on the middle class.
Oh, you mean the Reagan tax cuts?
The Reagan changed the tax rate to take.
Yeah, he did, but it eventually went back when Clinton was there.
Trickle down was always a lie.
They called them the MAGA trickle down.
trickle down economics.
I think that's what Biden says. MAGA trickle down.
It was always a lie.
Right. Trickle down economics. You're saying is a lie.
Yeah, because a company does have the right not to share its prosperity with its employees.
It does, yeah.
It does not have the right to do that. And you know what? If they say they don't want to do it,
you're saying it doesn't have the right?
If they say they don't want to do it, they don't have to do it.
Yeah, they don't have to do it. Yeah.
you know, and
Doesn't
so,
make it right though. That doesn't make it right.
no,
'Cause
because
it's
between
not
that
right.
and
Probably it isn't right.
outsourcing,
Oh,
well,
outsourcing. Well, that is the neoliberal stuff. That's what that really fucked up. You
well,
know,
two
industry.
industries were outsourced.
It's really bad, man. You know, it's really bad shit.
You got manufacturing,
Yep, big
and
time.
then you have uh, customer service.
Customer service.
Went to the Philippines, and they pay those people probably 50 cents an hour.
Or they went to the robots where you got the self checkout.
Well, they want people to get pissed off waiting on a long line, so they go. I know what they're doing. They'll put like less
They only
cash.
have one cashier, only one.
One
And they have like 4 of the self checkout lines.
Right, so they want you to
Right?
get pissed off, so you go to the self checkout.
Exactly, because they don't want to have to hire a cashier to stand there. Only one cashier. They probably need like 3. But they only have one.
So if more
Right?
customers are going bleep 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 bleep, so then they're gonna go
But then
you
they
know
have
what?
the one that has to watch the self checkout because they always need somebody there because there's always shit going wrong. Always. It's
Yeah,
never a smooth checkout. There's always
somebody
some bullshit.
brought their own barcode in that they were being a
Yeah.
sneak, and they were
Yeah.
scanning their own
And
barcode.
you have like the vegetables that you have to weigh. How do you do that in the self checkout?
Yeah, how do you do that? You're right.
I don't know.
Oh, I hate that
so
shit.
Anyway, the person had their own barcode, and it was scanning
They
everything.
had their
at, like,
own barcode. How do
well,
they
they
have their
brought
own?
it in, and they were they were being sneaky, and everything was scanned at like 75 cents or
Yeah, that's
25
good.
cents.
Oh.
Yeah, they got caught, but the person
You saw this? You were there?
the person no, it was an article.
Stealing tomatoes.
It was in the paper. I mean,
In
not
New Jersey.
it was,
It
no,
was
it
in New
wasn't
Jersey
in New
though.
Jersey. It
No?
Jacking radishes.
Yeah, the woman got arrested. She
What
was
state
doing
was it in?
she was doing it in different stores, you know.
Stealing squashes.
In California, maybe.
It wasn't New Jersey, but the point is she got away with it for a while, and then
Banana bandits.
Banana bandit. Yeah, how do you weigh bananas in a self checkout? How is there?
Why can't you just charge me for all of the friggin' bananas, bro?
How much would you charge? Like per banana?
No.
Per apple? They don't do it like that. They charge you by pound.
Man,
So when
just
you're in a
say
self
like
checkout
$1
thing,
per apple.
it's not like you can just scan it buy. You have
Yeah,
to
but you do that
something
on
different.
apps where you do like you can order something, then you can increase the quantity of the orders you want.
But it doesn't go by the pound, Mike. That's what I'm saying. They need to know the weight of it. That's why you have to weigh it, and you can't do that at a self checkout thing. You just can't.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's not really easy to do.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's not weird. It's just a fact of what it is, man. It's not weird.
Well, the American voter shot themselves.
The American voter.
The American voter
Oh,
shot.
James.
Let
what
me
do you think of-
finish.
Right,
The
go ahead,
American voter shot themselves in both feet.
Both feet.
By
in the feet.
By having the Republicans take over the House of Representatives. They want to take away everything.
Okay.
Your Medicare, your Social Security, social programs, you name it, they want to take it away. So
Those don't sound like Reagan Republicans. Those sound like people trying to hurt you or something.
Reagan Republicans, you think?
Extremists, right?
Yeah, just like reasonable.
Sounds like Mitch McConnell Republicans.
Yeah.
Old turtle face, yeah.
Turtle bitches.
What do you think about Rand Paul? Is he all? I like some people, I guess, like Rand Paul and South Carolina.
He's a libertarian. He
Yeah.
might be moderate to right wing libertarian.
He doesn't like Fauci. He is going at Fauci hard.
Fauci, I got news for him.
Rand Paul is trying to put Fauci in jail, honestly, and he might do it.
Fauci worked for so many presidents. Fauci has a reputation second to none.
He's bad. He's a real bad guy, man.
Yeah, but he's. Oh, you mean because you think he was connected to the viral place in Wuhan?
Well, he was that, but besides that, he's paid off by Pfizer too, which is wholly separate than the U.S. government. So there's that. And this guy is corrupt up the ass.
You ever see the CEO? You ever hear the CEO of Pfizer? He sounds like an Israeli.
No, I've never seen the CEO.
Yeah, he sounds like he talks like
He probably is an Israeli, right?
he talks like Henry Kissinger.
Does he really? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Let me check.
I mean, you know, Henry Kissinger is another character, right?
Yeah, he's the one
I
that
think he was in the Rockefeller orbit. Henry
he's
Kissinger.
the one that mentioned about the New World Order was
Yeah,
going to
was
take.
he the first?
Yeah.
He wasn't the first one who said it, though.
No,
Was he?
Eisenhower predicted it.
Eisenhower, the
Gave a
New
speech.
World Order. No, Eisenhower was the military-industrial complex.
Well, yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
New World Order was First President Bush.
The New World Order was Bush 1. He said it first, I think.
No,
Sounded really stupid.
Kissinger did let the cat out of the bag about the New World Order.
But Kissinger was the one who was creating the New World Order.
Well, he was a
For sure.
Zionist. He's a Zionist.
Yeah, he's a Zionist. George Bush was just George Bush 1. He was the head of the CIA under under Carter.
He won a war in think something like 3 days.
He was in World War II, you know, when he was young.
But
Yeah.
as president,
He was a
yeah,
pilot. He was a
yeah,
very
when
good.
yeah, and then
Kuwait.
he was the head of the CIA though, that was his main thing. He was a CIA guy.
He had a couple victories foreign policy wise. I think he helped in the Middle East a lot, and he also did something in Kuwait, which was historic.
Yeah, it was probably some scumbag shit. Like, what is he even doing in Kuwait? There's no reason for the United States to be in Kuwait. So he's just doing some bullshit. That's what he's
Not
doing.
today.
Not any day. You know, right, James? What's he doing in Kuwait? For what? Oil?
No, it was something about I think Kuwait invaded Iraq.
No, Iraq
No,
invaded Kuwait.
Iraq invaded Kuwait.
Kuwait.
Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait.
That was the
That
beginning
was
of
1990.
Desert Shield.
Desert Storm.
Well, Storm was
There was
GW.
Steel. There was Shield and Storm, right? What was the difference?
Yeah, I don't know. But it started with Saddam invading Kuwait.
Yeah.
And
It got serious. It got serious from there, right?
Yeah, that's
and it escalated.
They're part of the Emirates, the United Arab Emirates.
Yep.
It's Kuwait. There's Dubai. There's
Bahrain.
Bahrain. Night Train.
What is the one where the World Cup is playing?
Night Train.
The World Cup is
yeah, the World Cup. Do you know, Mike?
The World Cup.
Yeah, what country is it in? Qatar, right?
Singapore this time.
Qatar, I think it's called.
I think it's in Singapore.
Nope, not Singapore. Yeah, so James, you know the country of Qatar?
I think.
Yeah, it's in the Emirates.
Yeah, it's in the Emirates. So that's where the World Cup is.
What do you mean the World Cup? You mean soccer?
Oh yeah, soccer. Yeah.
You mean the finals are
the Olympics
are here already?
Yeah.
No.
Here already. It's supposed to take place in the summertime, but they pushed it off until now because it's in Qatar, which is a desert. So it was just way too hot in the summer.
Yeah, but how come I haven't seen any
They're
games?
not really advertising it that much.
I haven't seen any games on TV.
They're not really advertising it.
You know,
it starts tomorrow. Tomorrow is
one
the first
country
day.
playing another
Tomorrow
country.
is the first day.
Oh, the first day of the World Cup.
Yeah, the first day is tomorrow.
Oh, the opening game. Okay, gotcha. So they're just starting.
Yeah. So the U.S. first plays on Monday.
I think the opening game in Qatar they should have all like heavy metal, the best heavy metal guitar
Heavy
players.
metal bands.
They should play the guitars.
Why
and
do you think that? Why should they do that?
Because it's guitar, the country's guitar. So they should
Oh
have
yeah, that's a good point. That's funny. That's funny.
Playing in guitar.
I can't. Too bad I can't get a camel spider. You know, like the big ones from the Middle East. The big ones from the Middle East. You know, they have no venom. They just have powerful mandibles.
Mandibles.
Mandibles. They overpower their prey with.
James, what do you think about the right of women to vote? Should it be reconsidered?
Women use their emotion in way too many.
Western Mike, what do you think?
They use their emotion.
Sure, why not?
That was the suffrage movement, right? The woman's
it was 100 years ago, right? So
suffrage, and now we're
100 years later. You know, taking a look back,
and
was
now
it a
we're
positive thing?
No, it's because they voted. They'll vote.
They consistently vote.
Listen, they'll vote based on a candidate being better looking than the other. I swear.
How do you think JFK made it to the White House?
Women.
He was a handsome looking guy.
Women
a nice looking wife. You know, that's the only reason he won.
Yeah,
that does it. I am not running for president.
A nice looking. I am not running for president. A nice looking mistress on the side, Marilyn Monroe. You know.
Yeah.
Senator, if you want, but not president.
I think AOC needs more experience, a lot more experience.
Now, what do you think of AOC? Her TikToks.
I think she's very cute.
What do you think of her TikToks?
I watch all of her videos. I think she's adorable. And she's very smart too.
When she's eating sandwiches.
She does. She does. If she flirts with the
Wonder why a policymaker is eating sandwiches.
She has the French bulldog that she plays with. You know, she eats sandwiches. She has dimples.
Yeah.
Do they
what
look?
What do you think, Western Mike?
Do they look like sandwiches?
It's certainly better than what you have over there. With Pelosi, that's much better than that.
He's got sourdough bread and rice-a-roni.
She should have kept the house just because.
No, I'm saying AOC is much better for New York than what Mike has.
Oh yeah,
California.
No comparison. No comparison.
Not at all.
Nancy Pelosi is an establishment.
No, it's horrible. Way too old.
I don't like her. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like Nancy Pelosi. I think
way too old. Really.
Yeah, but I think she does a good job, and she keeps.
She's
everybody.
older than Joe Biden, right? Yeah, she shakes.
Yeah, she talks.
It's weird, man. It's weird.
No, I don't care about that. It's, one thing she said she wouldn't run, then she did run. That kind of annoyed me a little bit. But besides that,
did you hear what they were saying about with the attack?
It
might have been Paul's gay lover. Was the guy that attacked him with the hammer? Did you hear that, James?
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was some shit
Paul
that came
has
out.
Paul
had a gay lover.
Bisexual.
Right, he's bisexual. And he called the police to come. And
I don't mean to be biphobic, but what is it with bisexual stuff? Why is that?
Well, Andrew Dice Clay used to say
when the police one of the police officers said that when he looked in, Paul Pelosi had a hammer, and then the other guy also had a hammer. They both did, and they were looking at each other. So it was weird.
That's why Nancy.
Man.
That's why Nancy Pelosi was not distraught and upset.
Yeah, she doesn't really bring it up that much. Like she wants you to forget about it.
Dang.
Interesting.
You would think she'd bring it up more, right?
Yeah, she didn't look upset every time they interviewed her
Mhm.
about it.
What's with these Hollywood families talking about their like sexual preferences also? Like, what's that about?
Now, Mike, what would you consider a Hollywood family?
I don't know. I like Will Smith, but his what's
You
going
like
on
Will
with?
Smith?
I like him. It's unfortunate what happened, but I Am Legend, Hitch. He's a really good actor. Pursuit of Happiness. He's really good. But what's going on with his relatives, man? It's they keep saying stuff in social media. You don't have to tell me what your orientation is, guys. Like nobody has to disclose that information, like publicly. Like
Well,
that's not
they ask you
that I need
what
to
are
know
your
about.
your pronouns, right? So you
It's not
just say
something
like
that anybody needs to know about.
he, him, or his.
Why does
Are
anybody
you
need to know that stuff?
are you wouldn't say anything?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say nothing, and nobody else should say anything either. But then just don't have it as a freaking
What do you
conversation.
think, James, about that?
That's
About Will Smith
No,
slapping.
if you would say like he, him, or like she, her, for you or for anybody, you know. Mike saying like don't answer the question.
No, I'm saying, why is it even a question?
Why? Yeah. Why is it a question?
Yeah.
Like if you go to the doctor, sometimes they ask you to fill like the form out.
Yeah.
So it'll say like, are you a Mister or a Mrs.
You may not be the same as you
Or
at
like,
birth.
are you like you don't prefer to say?
Well, you know what really aggravates me is they don't introduce somebody as their boyfriend or girlfriend or husband and wife anymore. Now they say partner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your partner. He was together with
That's a
his
good
partner
point.
partner
Yeah.
in dodgeball, like what?
Partner in life.
In other
Partner in
words,
life.
they're trying to remove. I think they're trying to make people not think about genders. I think the feminists, the lesbian feminists, and the what do you call it? the lobby of the gay lobby in general,
The gay lobby.
through the neoliberal Democrats,
Mm-hmm.
are trying to remove
Remove the male from the equation.
remove the male
But they've been doing that since the 70s, man.
from society.
They've been doing that since the 1970s, James.
The mayor, I believe, Harvey Milk, was assassinated in San Francisco because of his, I believe
gay?
he was gay. Yeah, that's right.
When was that? What year?
Gosh, don't remember. It's way long ago.
Yeah. Well, the governor of New Jersey, former governor Jim McGreevey, came out of the closet. He had a phony baloney marriage to a woman, but he was
I'm
gay.
wondering when we're gonna hear about Chris Christie coming out of the closet.
No, he's married. He's got
the cookie closet.
So. Not gonna happen.
I don't think any gay man wants to.
You hear it? I said that.
With that dirigible.
The cookie closet.
Chris Christie is not gay. Wait, hold on. Chris Christie is not gay.
You mean Crisco?
How are you so sure, Mike?
Krispy Kreme.
I can just tell.
Krispy Kreme.
I can tell he's not gay.
Krispy Kreme, Christie.
Mike can tell he's not gay.
He doesn't pay.
He doesn't seem gay.
Doesn't seem. He hasn't hinted. He hasn't hinted.
He doesn't have the strut, right?
Yeah, no, he doesn't have any of that. And
You know, he caught COVID from Donald Trump, and he
I
was
think
he was in
you
a
know what?
hospital.
I think he was actually the first politician to catch COVID. Was that?
Yeah, because
And like in
Trump
March of 2020, I think.
because Trump came back from the government hospital. I don't know if it was
No, it was before that. It was before that.
Camp David. Yeah, he was working with Trump at the White House, and Trump didn't believe in wearing a mask, and Christie got sick.
Chrissy wasn't wearing a mask either.
But he's but
No mask in sight.
Christie's in a high risk
But
category.
he's really fat. But he wasn't old. He's not like really old. So
No,
he had that going for him.
He's obese.
He's obese, but he's not really old at advanced age. So he was okay.
Did he lose weight? Technically,
I think he actually did lose weight. Yeah,
He tried.
since the height.
Yeah, he has a lot of loose skin. I could tell.
here's a good Republican, Chris Sununu. He's quite solid.
Where's he from?
New Hampshire.
Sununu? I thought he was from Hawaii with a name like Sununu.
Hawaii.
Yeah, he sounded a little bit.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Sununu.
He sounded like an Aloha Republican.
Yeah, well, what's Sununu?
What's her name? Tulsi Gabbard. She's from Hawaii.
Tulsa Gabbard.
She's from Hawaii. Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
She left the Democratic Party. She quit.
Yeah, she did. She's an independent. She has a lot of good shit to say though.
She hasn't made a decision what political affiliation she's going to
They're
take.
saying watch out for her in the 2024 election. Watch out for Gabbard.
Oh, don't be a spoiler. It's just enough spoiler candidates.
I like Tulsi Gabbard though. She says the right shit. She's good.
Well,
yeah,
she's young, she's smart, she's good looking.
Got a good look going.
She's very, very proactively, and she's energetic and proactive. I think she's got a lot of.
I think she's better than Bernie Sanders right now.
No.
At this time, I would say. At this time.
She's too much. Well, Bernie Sanders is also very old. Bernie Sanders, but he's not senile.
But that's what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying he's senile, but I'm just saying at this current moment, right now.
I don't support anybody who's a moderate. Because moderates are going to
Tulsi
sell
Gabbard's
out.
definitely not a moderate. If anything, Bernie Sanders is a moderate. At this current time in his
He
career,
can be
I'd say
surprisingly moderate.
Bernie
man.
Sanders is probably a moderate right now.
Well, he disappointed me when
He's
sold
voting
out.
for war. He's sending missiles to Ukraine. I mean, what the fuck is he doing?
Well, and he also kisses up to Israel.
Oh man.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
He does. He's a Zionist, right?
But he's
Tulsi
not
Gabbard
a
is not a
moderate,
Zionist.
that's for sure. He's definitely
Tulsi Gabbard is not a Zionist.
She's not liberal, don't think. Don't think that Tulsi Gabbard is a liberal.
No, she's not.
No.
Well, she's a progressive, actually.
No, a progressive is a liberal.
How would you define a progressive?
A progressive is a liberal that's not corrupt, like a neoliberal.
Fiscally conservative.
Well, she's not fiscally conservative.
Well, they believe
she is for universal health care.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she is. I told you that like 10 times.
That's nice of her.
That's one of her things, but she just doesn't talk about it.
No, you're right about that. She doesn't talk about it.
She focuses on the anti-war stuff.
Well, she's that's her project.
She doesn't like the woke shit either, which is also a good thing.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
The woke shit
is that girls are boys and boys are girls and it's stupid.
The woke shit is
like Archie Bunker said in his song, girls were girls and men were men.
The woke shit is destroying the dating pool in the San Francisco Bay Area. I would not mind just having as much free time as possible in my life, because kind of stuff I'm seeing now, compared to maybe the 1950s wasn't around. It was
The 1950s.
Night and day difference. Yeah, you would Ronnie.
What about the 1960s?
Well, let's just say, Ronnie, I don't think, based off your values, you would appreciate the women out here for the most part. Most of them you probably would avoid. They have a bit of an attitude on public transit.
Why would you say that, Mike?
They're always leaning away from everybody, acting like they don't want to be bothered and can understand, but you're leaning away, but other people weren't like trying to interrupt you or anything. So other people were already plenty giving you space, especially with the whole Me Too thing. Everybody is really, really careful about that stuff. So it's like, why are they still like leaning away when they know that people have stopped like trying to talk to them? Why do they?
I don't know.
Yeah. And you wouldn't want to talk to somebody like that.
No.
Who's just all about sabotage and man conquering,
man hating.
You know, you're really better off going your own way and doing your own thing, than to be attached to somebody who's trying to control you.
Nobody's going to control me. I'm not going to control anybody, but nobody's going to control me. So,
you know,
that's fair.
You got women who, once you move in with them, they tell you they don't like your friends, they don't like your hobbies, do this, do that.
Tough luck, because they're your friends now.
Yeah, they'll say, "Well, I'm your friend." Like, in other words, they want you to crawl up their ass, pretty much.
Yeah, and I don't really want a partner if it means they're gonna crawl up my ass, not in the way that I want.
Crawl up that ass.
Like
a bug. A bug is a
dating is a bug. Dating itself is a bug. It seems to be all about manipulation.
Well, look at Michael Komarov. His wife tells him he can only go live stream like
Sunday morning,
no more than 2 hours per week.
That's what it is. Stout Sunday, right?
That's it. That's all he's allowed to do.
Too early. Sunday morning at 10:30. Too early, man.
Yeah, no.
That's church hour.
The point is she's barking out the orders. That's the point.
Well, I'm just mentioning, like, it's just
you don't bark orders in my
a bit much, don't you think?
Man cave.
It's a bit early. That's when Ron Terrier likes to go.
Man cave time.
Well,
the Whiskey Scout.
I gotta be honest with you. They can get insulted if I don't care by anybody who drinks whiskey and stout at that early.
Well, whiskey is a liquor, and then stout is like a type of beer. So.
Balls.
Yeah, but stout is a high alcohol content.
It doesn't have to be. But it usually is, though. It usually is.
Yeah, but to drink it like in very early
10:30 in the morning, it's a little too early.
Well, I guess they're kind of doing it like coffee, especially if they don't like coffee, because can tell you as somebody who drank a lot of beer, coffee just loses out, unless it's like a Guinness.
But if you're drinking the
Guinness looking coffee from
two
Pete's.
shots of Canadian whiskey at 6 in the morning.
That sounds awesome.
6 in the morning, yeah, before the sun even comes up.
That sounds great.
That's
nighttime again.
That's a little different. Right?
I'll be making, for the very first time ever, I'll be making cowboy coffee tomorrow. I got a baked enamel on
Green
steel,
Mountain coffee.
Baked enamel on carbon steel Camper's coffee pot, and I learned how to make cowboy coffee, where you boil the grinds in the pot for 4 minutes, and then you turn the heat down or shut it off, and you pour a little bit of cold water on top, and it causes all the grinds to go to the bottom. It forces all the grinds to the bottom, and you have a
What kind of coffee? Green Mountain coffee?
and you have a very strong, smooth coffee, and that's what they call cowboy coffee.
What kind of coffee is the cowboy coffee? Is it Green Mountain coffee?
No, I get I have dark roast Sumatra and this Peruvian, organic Peruvian dark roast.
Well, that coffee sounds good. That that sounds like coffee that doesn't make you jittery.
Yeah, I get craft coffee. I don't get no Folgers or Chasing Sanborn or Maxwell House. No.
What is it with coffee that makes you jittery? I don't want to be jittery. I want to be calm. What's that coffee about?
You might be sensitive to caffeine.
Yeah, I'm sensitive to caffeine. So then what do you get? Especially when you go to Starbucks or Pete's. What do you order?
You get high caffeine coffee when you go to Starbucks.
High caffeine coffee.
High caffeine and high sweet. They fill you up on sweetness and calories. Yeah, a lot of sugar.
Yeah, I'm sure if you get a cafe.
Yeah, their coffees are just fucking like 50% sugar, man. It's like not good. Starbucks is not a good place to go.
I think Dunkin' Donuts has much better coffee taste wise than Starbucks.
Dunkin' Donuts they're amazing. Amazing. Their coffee is incredible.
Yeah.
Don't they have a drive-through Dunkin' Donuts?
Maybe some do. I don't know. I've never seen it.
I think they have a drive-through.
Yeah. Their iced coffee.
It might only be in California.
You ever tried their iced coffee? You know, I get that. I tried the hazelnut with a whole milk and no sugar, just
hazelnut, all milk, no sugar,
cinnamon, whole milk, iced coffee.
Cinnamon iced coffee. Oh man, iced coffee sounds better than what? Iced coffee sounds way better than hot coffee. I kind of think that.
Well,
no,
it's different. It's different. If you want a thirst quenching beverage, I would say.
One time, had so much coffee, was just unable to calm down. Almost missed a whole night of sleep before work. Couldn't get to sleep. So
I can't drink coffee at night.
Too antagonizing.
No, I can't. I won't sleep. If I drink
coffee.
coffee.
Just like working out before bedtime. It's kind of a my word of the week, James. It's kind of foolhardy.
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 Well, you're all dressed up. You got a suit on and a tie, and you must be in an office.
Oh yeah, my office I wear a suit. Sometimes I dress down my suit, but yesterday I wore a black suit, but then I wore it with these khakis. Then I wore the black suit without the pants, with my true blue button shirt, and then I wore it with a blue pocket square, and was ready to roll. And even my Bonobo's black suit has a pattern in it, which is cool, right?
Yeah, you look you dressed for success. You look good.
Thanks. You too. Yeah, it pays to dress well.
But you're fine, even casual, like the way you are now.
Thank you. You too. Yeah. This is a Henley, and then I like to wear my Henley with my khakis, and then with tan boat shoes for like and with my tan belt, really monochrome kind of look. And then I like to pair that with my jacket, shirt, jacket combined.
I got the South Park.
Nice.
I got the South Park. Let me show you my jacket. Hold on. It's right hanging up right over there.
Cool. You got a peacoat? You had a peacoat.
Well, that when I was a kid. I mean, when I was in the Navy.
Peacoats are awesome. See you, Ronnie.
Oh man, I'll show you one of my
Jason and Eric.
Okay. All right, Mike. This is the blue one.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Watch. On the inside, it's fleece.
Wow. That is a good inside.
Yeah, this is not only a shirt. This is a real jacket because that fleece, and the outside is fleece too.
Jackets are awesome.
Yeah, I got a red one. I got a red plaid one, but it's not fleece. It's like quilted, but it's still warm. You know, it's like quilted. But this is very, very effective.
Do you have Henleys?
No.
You would like a Henley?
You know who used to advertise a lot? You ever hear of LL Bean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
LL Bean, yeah.
I think they're up in Maine, the company.
LL Bean does a lot of kind of more casual clothing.
Yeah. Elegant casual that looks good.
Can you pull up a website for me?
Which one?
Bonobo's clothing store.
How do you spell B-O?
Bonobos.
Oh, Bonobos. Oh, let me find it.
It's a website that has a really good lineup of clothes and men's clothing with bonobos, even office wear, even something you can wear to an event. It's friggin' awesome. So let's check out this site. I'm a bit of an haberdasher, like James, so it's a fun subject, and yeah, this site can help you figure out all your suits, all your shirts, all your pants.
Okay, here we go. All right, I'm gonna screen share it. Finally, I get a chance to actually speak, you know, because Ronnie S left.
He was putting people on the hot seat.
Yeah, and he was being a cutter offer. Cutting me off, cutting everybody off.
Well, maybe he put me on the hot. Maybe he put you on the hot seat and then knocked you off the hot seat. So,
yeah.
So yeah, here's the site. Just a real quick in and out.
All right.
This is my favorite clothing store of all time.
You got a lot of these. These are the pants.
Yep.
If you want me to go to another section,
you can go to another section. Let's go to the suits.
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Let's go to the suits.
Gotta try to find it. Seasonal pants, dress pants, chinos, shirts, sweaters, outerwear, golf. Where the heck? Suits and blazers. There we go.
There you go. Check it out.
All right. Now this one, this one looks pretty good.
You think so?
I don't know.
What pattern?
It almost looks like what the hell is that? What I used to call that pattern? Tweed?
Yeah, I think tweed. Yeah, would say that's tweed.
All right, let's see. That's a black one.
It's a nice European suit there, and then
hold on.
I think they even have a brown suit, so you could get a. I think people have told me you need to get a brown suit.
Camel colored one.
Do you need a brown suit?
No. Oh, Oh, here's they got the same model, the same one. This is a good looking brown one.
Man, that brown suit looks badass.
Jet Setter stretch wool suit. That's a nice
Man,
color.
It's a bit pricey. It's a bit pricier than the others.
$650. Ay.
Yeah, and that's like kind of casual. You don't really wear that to work or anything unless you're. Yeah.
350 knit blazer,
There you go.
like a camel colored.
Oh, people still doing blazers. I mean, you don't need a blazer. You can just buy a black suit, but then only wear the full thing to an event. You could wear the jacket with some other pants. Why are people still doing blazers? That's stupid. You don't get to have the pants with it.
Yeah, well, a blazer is a sports jacket. It's not a suit.
Yeah, but then you don't get the similar pants.
No, you don't. You don't. No.
I don't agree with that whole thing. I also don't agree with how sometimes people will wear different pants than the jacket and still wear a tie.
This is a nice looking blazer. This color. It's like
pretty
what is
good.
that? Charcoal gray or midnight blue or what is that? Oh, navy. Herringbone is called.
Navy herringbone.
So
Cool.
the texture is herringbone.
Yeah. That is.
How much? 350.
What's the price on that? How's that?
350.
Whoa. Already have a navy suit, dang it, but 350 does not sound too bad at all.
Yeah, I like dark colors.
Glenn check.
Because you get to wear them. You get to. It's easy to. You can wear anything you want with a very dark.
Oh yeah.
Charcoal gray, black, or did I open this up? No, not yet. This says Italian. It says this is $450. This is unconstructed, whatever that means. Italian wool blazer.
Yep.
Now, if it's merino wool, that is a very soft wool, like almost like a cashmere.
That is cool.
Yeah, charcoal. Talking about charcoal gray. That's a nice. That'll go with just about anything. That color.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean they seem like they got quality stuff. Oh, look at this. What does they call that?
A green suit.
Italian stretch brushed wool suit, $700.
Oh man, what the?
I mean, it's what would you call that? Forest green? It's not olive, is it?
Like a military green, I guess.
Like dark olive.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't.
All right, we can be done now.
You're done.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye. Goodbye, bonobos.
Yeah, but it's yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot of effort. With Huskies are ahead 33-0.
Wow, 33. Yikes! They're blowing out the competition.
Who are they playing? The Huskies. But yeah, it's nice to dress well. I really detest any kind of mockery of dressing well, of dressing how you want. I resent any jealousy toward dressing how you want. Dressed like, Alfie today, and nobody seems to have a problem. So, you get to dress like the people in your favorite TV show or movie. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you're not dressing like a weirdo or a freakazoid or anything. You're dressing normal. You're showing some class.
There are some folk who seem a little thuggy with their appearance a lot lately. What's going on with that, James? Especially that guy who attacked the guy in the grocery store in New York for not saying thank you for him holding the door because he had a backpack. He told him he didn't need him to hold the door, and then he got all upset and started assaulting him. That guy seemed, yeah, seeing a lot of like wearing ugly, aggressive sweaters, especially dark. And then a lot of aggressive looking hair.
That's like road rage on foot.
Road rage on foot. Yeah, they look angry. Would say that they're kind of acting like they don't give up, but in kind of a war. What you said, kind of warlike manner. What's going on, James? What's
uncivilized?
Yeah, why are people dressing, even sometimes presenting themselves in such an aggressive-looking manner?
Well, it reminds me of why the 1980s group Devo called themselves Devo, standing for de-evolution. There is a de-evolution going on with society, and some people call it the end times. Others call it total chaos, but
maybe not necessarily the end of the world, but the end of the world as you know.
Donald Trump don't even pay attention to what those Trumpanzees with the red cap were saying. They don't know what they're talking about. Donald Trump,
the maggots.
Yeah, the Trumpanzees, right? The MAGAs. Ever since Trump started campaigning, where he says,
"Yeah,
punch that guy in the face, beat him up, throw him out of here. He's a heckler. Beat him up, throw him out." And then he told the cops,
"What a dick."
And then he told the cops, when you arrest somebody and you lower their head to put them in the police car, because you don't want you don't want to hit their head. He says, ram their head into the top of the police car. He was given.
So here's a guy who says don't drink, but then he also says fight every person who annoys you,
right,
or offends you somehow.
Right. Yeah. He was given a speech to police officers from all over the country, and he told them when you put them in a police car, just shove them in there and ram their head up against the car, the top of the car, the hood, not the hood, the top. Yeah. Yeah. So he believes in. He's a fascist. He believes in torture, cruelty, corporal punishment, death penalty, you name it. He's just he's actually nuts. He might be sociopathic. You ever hear his niece, who's a psychologist, talk about Uncle Trump?
No.
Yeah, she doesn't have a positive thing to say about him. Yeah.
Well, James, I gotta go.
I'm gonna close. I'm gonna shut down myself.
Have a good one.
It was
tomorrow.
It was a pleasure. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Bye bye. Well, folks, it's been fun. And getting back to how I started this show, I really can't believe how brain cell deficient today's Americans are by the way they voted for Republicans that in reality don't give a shit about the lower 98%, let alone the poor. They want to take away your Social Security that you paid for, that you paid into, and Medicare. And if it was up to them, they'll take away every social program there is. They'll take away the Affordable Care Act, and what will happen is, if you don't have any money, you die. They want to turn back the clock to the America of the 19th century and the Revolution, where only the rich white landowners had all the rights, did the voting, and were in total control. And you didn't have any social programs in the 19th century. What Republicans like to tell you is, they say, go to your friends and relatives for money, go to your local church, and you know you can't survive on doing that. And then if all else fails and nobody's willing to take you in, they say, we'll pray for you. Republicans love to say that when you have no hope. We'll pray for you. In reality, they're not going to pray for you. And praying doesn't put a roof over your head, food on the table, clothes on your back, and decent health care, which you are entitled to. Okay. I mean, Republicans are so obsessed with the Second Amendment and they're owning their guns, but they don't believe in the right to have health care for every American citizen. Health care is a right. Guns is a right is fine. Free speech, which I agree, is fine, but not health care. If you're still in the womb, they'll fight like hell for you. Once you're born, you're a moocher. You're on your own. And that is the nature of Republicans, but Americans are so damn stupid and brain cell deficient, dumber than a bag of rocks, the American voter, that we have a Republican House of Representatives that we shouldn't have. I honestly thought, because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade, pissing off so many women and young people registering to vote, I thought there was going to be a blue tsunami. Unless the elections in those districts, the so-called red districts, maybe they made sure that the Democrat didn't win. I don't know. Did they wait for all the absentee ballots to be counted? All the paper ballots? Did they honestly wait for these ballots to be counted? I don't know. So that's it. American voters are their own worst enemy. Midterm masochists. Because obviously they're a glutton for punishment, these imbeciles that voted Republican. So, on that note, I wish everyone out there a happy Thanksgiving holiday 2022. I can care less about Black Friday. I don't get sucked into that retail brainwashing of capitalism. Jesus never said to celebrate anybody's birthday, and he never said that you need to spend money that you don't have to buy everyone presents that they're going to complain about anyway. And that's that. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Enjoy. Bye-bye. Have a good week. Have a pleasant Sunday.